What is up? The sequel to one of my favorite games that I discovered through making YouTube videos has come out recently. Came out a few days ago from when I'm recording this. Uploading is going to be even later. It'd be like that. Been busy, but got a chance to be able to do this, so I can play the game. But I also wanted to show off. Please don't judge me. I do own 2 copies of this game now because I record on my computer, but I wanted the collector's edition, so it'd be like that. I also have the collector's edition from the previous game that I found for around the same price of when it would have released price, so I'll show that off. You know what? I'll do it. Yes, it's European. It's all I could find, okay? Shout out to Numbskull Games for keeping things physical. As much as I buy a lot of digital games, I do appreciate physical not being run off the market, because you can... I like the garage sale. Look, I acquired... This is a rant, I don't care. I acquired the PSP, PS Vita, PS1, both of them. And finding those games... So I bought those at like a store for cheaper prices. Probably not the cheapest, but you do what you do. But finding games for those, the games at the stores are kind of expensive because they think they're the only ones that have it. And you go to a garage sale. Went to like this long garage sale with my parents. I got like 10 games for like $20 maybe. They all worked. It was for PS2, but PS2 is also a PS1. Well, it's just real here. So, my friend told me about them getting collector's edition still at a GameStop, and then I called them and they didn't have any more, sadly, because my friend thought they might still, but unfortunate. I like the Switch version. I've been getting the Switch version because if I'm going to have it on a stationary machine, which my PlayStation kind of is, I'd rather also get it on a mobile machine. But the main reason I bought it was for this demonic creature. If you've watched my last play, or if you are my friend D, you know why I bought this. It's to torture you. It's to torture me. Ace that you bet. It's not gonna die. I keep saying that to people, and they don't understand. And I'm not explaining it to them. I just tell them to go play the game, and they're like, I'm not gonna play it. It's like, then watch me play it. And they're like, no. Ace that you bet. She will haunt your dreams. She is coming back, hopefully. I think I saw her in a trailer, so. But I also thought she was dying, so like, you know, doesn't she have like a terminal illness? Like, I don't think that got cured. Well, okay. I don't know. This will have spoilers though. I'm playing the spoiler. I'm gonna put that in the title. Spoiler route, because my friend told me it does. You can play these games separately and just say you haven't played the first game. I have played the first game. This is a spoiler route. I am 99% sure she still had a terminal illness at the end of a resolution route or whatever the positive ending was. Best ending, full ending, because the game makes you do like 20 routes, bad ending, then good ending. So, in conclusion, Ace that you bet. Ace that you bet. She keeps coming off the stand. Stop this. Stay on your stand. I don't want to break you. I'm not going to break that on camera right now. Look at the beautiful art of the previous one. Can my ring light? I need a new light. This light, I don't like it, actually. Stop. Ace that you bet. Wife. Wife. Yes, my wife is an eyeball. I don't care. Wife. I'm showing off the previous one. I haven't even started opening the next one. Dang. Anyways. This is a cool buy. Don't regret. The box is a little mooshed. That wasn't me. Unfortunately, shipping up here kind of sucks, so I get what I get. Or, well, shipping anywhere kind of just sucks, to be honest. I'm over you. But yeah, it's a little sleeve. Come out of the sleeve. It's the same person. Anyways, I'm not opening this again. You saw the main attraction, which is a set you bet. Okay? She just got bonked. Now it is time to open this one. So, I do have 2 cameras set up. They suck. One of them sucks. One's not sucks, but one sucks. I did my best to put it in a good position. I don't have any, like, stands for it. I thought I had one, but I don't. I lied to myself. I don't feel like pulling out a pair of scissors, so we are just ripping this open. I don't care. Aha! Entry. Life is a struggle, okay? I make things purposely harder for no reason. Actually, this box isn't that bad. The other box was kind of dinky, but this one, nice job, Amazon. Not to support corporation, but they didn't dink up my box. And it came early this morning. Like, I told you it's 11:30. This came today. Came a few days late because I changed my shipping date like last minute because I'm in different locations at times. So, box art. It's not going to focus because I don't have autofocus on one camera, but my child, Mizuki, my child, it's backwards, but that's okay. You can, it's IA now, actually. I've changed the game. It's a ripoff. Beautiful box art. Sides are kind of boring. The back's not as boring, but kind of boring. But this is just the outer shell, so let us open. I hate boxes, actually. Because then they have like a little tab to keep them closed, and if you pull it wrong, you like dent up the thing, and it's like, can we just get in? Please? Is this gonna be 20 minutes of me struggling to open a box? Yes. Okay, this is... Thank you. Aiba? Over-sexualized Aiba? Okay, I know there's the other girl, but... Oh god, Aiba takes up 90% of the box, huh? I'm okay with this. You know, that was the smarter idea, was just to flip it over. Aiba is literally majority of the box. Like, I think it's safe to say Aiba is the box, but... Aiba. This is why I bought this. I don't care. Judge me all you want. I'm not listening. Okay, let's pull out the other goodies. We get the game. Special case. No special case. Sorry, I was trying to say no special case the first time, but I am not good at English. So regular casing. We get the soundtrack. Nefarious. I love that word. I don't know why. Cute art on the soundtrack. And then we get an art book. In the last one, we got, like, stickers. We got, like, patches, actually. More so. Yeah. You bought this for Aiba. If you bought this, you bought this for Aiba. And I'm not disappointed. I got my Aiba. I don't care. I got my Aiba. It was a little bit less, I guess, collector's edition, though, than expected, but they did tell you what's in the box before, so. Aiba. I'm gonna keep saying that. I don't care. I want my Aiba. I wanted my Aiba. I got my Aiba. Yes, I'm putting the box back together. Because it is safer in the box. Aiba. You know what, we'll unbox Aiba. How do I gently unbox you? No, I'm not being gentle because I want to, like, resell or something. I'm not a scalper. I just don't feel like destroying my own stuff. Also, this is definitely imported from Japan. Well, I can't say Japan for sure. Yeah, no, it is Japanese. So. Front English, actually. Maybe not. I don't know. The back's just completely not English, so. Wait. I'm just blind, actually. Ignore me. I'm stupid. I am dumb. There were 3 languages on the back. I don't have brain cells. It will not stand on its own. Use the stand included. And do people just not use the stand? I am trying gently to get this tape off. And I am once again refusing to find a tool. I am just going to struggle. Life is a struggle bus, and sometimes you just gotta ride it, okay? Huh. Oh, there's more tape. How much tape? Tape is the bane of my existence, unless it is painter's tape. I like painter's tape. If there's one thing I have been given the opportunity to learn about and love from IT that is not computer related, it's painter's tape. If you don't get it, I can't help you. I can. It just doesn't stay stuck. I don't have to do this to get the tape off, okay? But it is always like blue, which is weird. Well, there's other colors, but the main fact is that it's easy to remove and it doesn't typically leave dinky all over. How hard can I just like... That's how hard. I am smart. I am intelligent. It's restuck. Okay, good. Aiba, come out of the box. I think most people leave it in the box. Sometimes I do, but like I think to an extent things look prettier when you take them out of the box. But also I liked the background, so it's like I don't know. Maybe I can like re-put the background back on still. How much tape do you need? Ah! Okay, we're just gonna try brute forcing in a little better because I'm tired of tape. It's been 12 minutes. Please. That's working. I'm in. Hacker voice. I feel like someone out there is really angry that I'm opening this, but that's okay. Aiba. Oh, she's like see-through. This is 10 out of 10. Like, I am scared that I'm going to break something. I did not. Okay. Goes in this way. Aiba. Aiba. Yeah, I'm curious. Because, like, I do think this little box area looks nice. Oh, you know what I could do? I've had an epiphany. Aiba. Box and Aiba. Put Aiba in box. You know, I think this is the actual strat people do, but I am not a collector of any sorts. So, I'm just waking up to this, okay? Oh, the box is a little dinky, but it's okay. The tape was bad. I hated the tape. So put Aiba gently in the box. Aiba in box. She moves in the box, but that's okay. Aiba with background in box. Go back onto your shelf, Aiba. Actually, you know, Aiba, you can just... We'll have you off to the side. We'll have you here in spirit. Aiba will be over here on the side here. Take my camera. She'll be watching me play the whole time. Ignore, like, the mess on my floor. We're just gonna pretend you didn't see it. And yeah. That is... the collector's edition. Alright, let's play the game. Say... Oh yeah, I accidentally, like, started it. Well, not accidentally, I started it. Because I was trying to get my mouse to stop showing up. You can't see it in the video, luckily, but I can see it. I know. Also, the game's apparently called I, not AI, so I'm in a world of pain. There's nothing in the first game anyways. I just got Alt F4'd instantly. So yeah, English is the only language I can read. We're gonna continue on standard. And let's see how this goes. But I don't know why my mouse is visible. Like, why have a custom mouse pointer if you don't hide the mouse? Maybe I'm just weird, but I don't know. It just seems weird to me. Blue people? Oh. Who are you?
Where am I?
You're the new guy. I don't know, but you're next to one of the hottest people in the game, so...
You okay, Ryuki?
All right, let's
I'm
keep
concerned.
going. Next question.
Why is the host blue? Wait, I don't know answers to questions.
In Indian mythology, what is the name of the half-god, half-beast spirits that imbibe sense and are known for their musical
I know, but I
ability?
don't know, you know? If you ask me to name it off the top of my head, no. Do I know it if I select? Maybe. Would you like to view the tutorial? Sure. Click and keep on objects will progress the story. You can freely move the cursor and camera. First, look around and set the cursor on objects that interest you. Okay. Where am I?
What? You're joking, right? What are you talking about?
What does the menu give me? The game has autosave, you can save whenever you want. If you want to exit the game, you can click file screen in the top menu. Let's find our file. File investigation documents. File will allow you to check key terms and information. This will be populated as you progress the story. Okay. Persons, 6 years ago. So 6 years ago is the events of the first game, I believe, because I think Mizuki is now 18, Mizuki was 12. I don't know, I kind of was hoping for a sequel of the 12-year-old that can beat everyone up. Call me weird, but I don't know. I thought it was funny that a 12-year-old would beat people with a lead pipe. What's this? Eyeballies. A Q&A nurture game. Eyeballies. Every 20 minutes, eyeballies will ask you a question. The more you answer, the more they grow. If an eyeballie becomes an adult, as a result, you will get many eyeballs as a like human eyeballs. Get notification when a character asks a question. You can get this notification in any scene. Sure. Turned eyeballie question notifications on. You can get whatever. Like we have a little Tamagotchi. Can you answer more questions so I can become an adultie? So are the like ages eyeball and adult? How many legs do you like? Like in total, or 2 legs? You have 2 legs. 2 legs. It's normally. Thinking of, okay, that's interesting. 1 second. I'm cold. Okay, that's interesting. I'm sorry I'm normal. Tama's costume and receive life counseling. evaluation. I mean, I haven't done anything. I've literally asked a one question and got called insane by boss. So you can check your evaluation by performing certain actions during the story. Achievements will be unlocked and your inspector rank will go up. Higher ranks earn better prizes. Okay. And then I think Tama is the new person. This is Tama's room. You can communicate with Tama, ask for life advice, or dress her in different clothes. Costumes added. Thank you.
Ah, welcome.
That wasn't the voice I was expecting. I don't know why. I don't know how that sounds, but change your outfit here. Change outfit applied in cleared chapters. Different outfits will be added to the bonus menu as you level up evaluation class. They can be purchased by using eyeballs.
How about
Alright, I
Come.
have this outfit.
this white part? You
This
can
is
paint it
you
whatever
wearing.
color you want. Come, I will be.
None. I'm kind of concerned with that meant. Head. On my hat.
Shark movies aren't really horror. They're basically their own genre.
Oh, no. How do I move up? Up. Shark hat. Can you, like, turn? Oh my gosh. That's funny.
It's a mask that makes you want to run a death game for 9 people.
They do make the game series, don't they?
Yeah, looks good. It's a mask that makes you
It does
want to
not
run a
fit
death
her
game
outfit
for
in the
9
slightest, but it's
people.
still funny. Anyways, I'm like 99% are talking about 9 persons, 9 hours, whatever. I played that game before. I want to replay it actually, and maybe I'll record it. Okay. Wait, I didn't put that on you. No. No. You're gonna wear the shark hat.
movies aren't
I don't care what you think.
Shark movies aren't really horror. They're basically their own genre.
It auto-selected, like, it kept going down and it would change what I selected. And you're gonna wear this
Come.
because it's cool.
I will be.
I think you'll win in that fight. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Anyways, you're looking great. You have any life advice for me? An experienced AI will give you advice. Like, is this an actual AI?
Worried about health?
I don't think these options are that great. Yes, no, they say that too. What does that mean? You know what? They say that too.
Is your image on your mind?
I want to be prettier. I want to be skinnier. I'm hairy. I've given up already. I want to be skinnier. I don't like my stomach that much. Prettier. Sorry. I'm already pretty.
Why do you need to get skinnier?
Because I want abs.
I mean, obviously you want to be.
No,
a
I just
healthy
want to
weight.
have abs. That's it.
I don't mind a little bit of chub,
I didn't ask what you like. You're not Aiba.
male or female. I like it when they're squishy.
What about neither?
Feels good.
You have any other life advice for me?
Worried about relationships?
That's right. No, I'm not human. What the? I'm not wait, are they implying AIs might play this game? Sure, I'm worried about relationships.
You like someone?
No, but yeah, I like Aiba actually, but Aiba's not real, so. I'm just looking into the shark's like nostrils. I have no such person. Yes, I guess that's right. No.
Yeah. Someone piss you off?
I'm getting badmouthed. I don't like someone. I'm getting harassed. All humans are brothers. Why isn't no an option? I just wanted to see what you would say. I don't like someone. I don't like a lot of people. I'm getting badmouthed. I'm getting harassed. All humans are brothers. You know what? Is this actually like an AI trying to like decipher me? I'm kind of curious. I haven't even playing the real game. I'm playing the side games, bro. I mean, nobody's really being mean to me. I think people are scared of me in real life. So I'd be scared of me too if I wasn't me, you know? I'm just mean to people. Like, yeah, no, I think the best way to describe it is I'm mean to people. What is this thing? Why does it exist? I'm getting harassed.
You're doing well.
Unforgivable! Fill their desk with salmon belly.
She went from "you're doing well" to "unforgivable," and then
Get back at them with the old fishy harassment. I'm sure it'll show them.
are you okay? I don't think it's an actual AI. I think it's just.
No one really talks with their friends about what they saw on TV last night anymore, huh?
Even if they did, you don't have friends anyway.
Wait, are you talking? I am him. Hey, who said it? I have friends. Okay, it's time for the flowchart. Flowchart will allow you to check the flow of the story and branching points, compatibility of chapter, blah 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 blah. When you select a chapter from the destination list, you can jump to different points in the story. Aiba. So I'm here. It's not very descriptive at the moment. That's cool. Bonus. Okay. Let's continue then. You're joking, right? What are you talking about? What am I doing
Just
here?
press the button already.
No.
You see that button on the table, right? Push it, and you get to answer the question.
What if I don't want to? How do I? Oh, that's how. Blue? Monitor? Well, I can see that much. I can't. Annoying. Why do you look like that?
Look like what?
Who are you? Oh, oops. We'll never know. Oh, wait, like log. Haha, you feeling alright there, Mr. Ryuki? Okay, I guess I'm pressing the
That's
button.
the answer button for the quiz. Why don't you press it?
I just
Tama.
tried to.
You mean this button?
Yeah. You'd better hurry, or the other teams are gonna answer before
I just took
you.
like 20 minutes. They'd answer before me anyways. Badonk.
There we go. Team Popo was the quickest. And your answer is?
Place your cursor on the host. I think it's a satyr. Because it's not a centaur. Centaurs are the ones that use the bows. I don't know what that is, and I think they're saying Date, which is the main character from the first game. So I'm shit.
Sorry, satyr is incorrect.
Okay, well, I didn't
The
know what
answer
that
is
was.
Gandharva.
So
Team Popo gets a one.
That's coming out of your paycheck, Ryuki.
What?
Okay, let's keep going then, shall we?
Who is
Next
this kid?
question. Are you familiar with the new Cyclops serial killings?
What?
No, not you, Mr. Ryuki.
This question is for that person on the other side.
what's with Spike Chunsoft lately and just breaking the fourth wall and for fun at these points? Like, I mean, I guess this is just, you know. But it's a fun. They've just decided that they don't. They're like these are video
Who
games,
was
but they're
that?
not. You know, like they've been doing that lately.
Yes.
Yes.
You think so? Seems like a normal quiz to me. The questions in this quiz aren't aimed at you, Ryuki. They're for you. On the other side.
Oh, she knows I
understand what you're
exist.
saying.
Yo, D, you're in. She knows.
This is the Face to Face Special, a 6-hour quiz show live stream marathon. Have you forgotten? Hurry now.
So, if they're talking about the new Cyclops killings, I think.
Oh, and Team Popo press. But
Oops,
I want you to take this question very seriously. The new Cyclops serial killings, the incident in which many victims got their eye gouged out and murdered. Are you or are you not familiar with it?
This will determine if we can dig into the details of that incident in the coming 6 days.
In other words, we're asking if we can give you spoilers for the first game.
Yeah, because I already played it.
But don't worry. Even if you don't know
So,
anything
yeah,
about
I'm gonna put in the title.
it won't affect how you progress through this game.
The Cyclops serial killings and what you're
I don't
about
know.
to experience, they've got nothing to do with each other. Promise.
I don't know how I want to organize it, but I don't know.
So
If you're watching this
please,
video,
just tell me
hopefully you watched me
honestly.
play the first game.
Are you familiar with the new Cyclops serial killings?
I am.
Are you sure? Let's give you a simple test just to make sure.
I played this game years ago, my guy, but we'll try my best.
The one who resolved the new Cyclops serial killings was Kaname Date of Abyss. On the final day of that investigation, someone was shot in the leg by the culprit. Who was that someone? No need to give me their last name. First name only, please.
Who was shot in the leg? Bro, I high-key... Let me be real with you here real quick, game. I played this game Okay, I didn't actually play it then. When did I actually play it? Because that's not the day I played it. Played this 2 years ago. I don't fucking remember. Who got shot in the leg? Someone got shot in the leg? You know, there's only one way to resolve this, you know? You know? Yep, we're going on my channel. We're gonna find it. We're just gonna find it. I played this game 2 years ago. Who got shot in the leg? Like, this is a genuine question. I want to say it was Iris's mom. Oh, wait. We're like... I'm way... Why would I know this? Who got shot in the leg? I can't tell if I'm like stupid, you know? Like, I really do want to say it was like the mom. On the final day of the investigation, who was the one who got shot in the leg? Bro, your mom. I don't know, my guy. Who got shot in the leg? This is the hardest question in the game, and it's just to prove that I played the first game. I did. Why would I remember? Bro, I actually, you know, it's either the mom. None of these fit. What the hell is this? Well, somebody got shot in the leg. I don't actually remember somebody getting shot in the leg. I don't think they're lying to me. Unless it was like the dad. Not the dad, but like the politician. Well, he was a dad, but like a bad one. If he got shot in the leg, like it was deserved. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I think he's getting shot in the head in this clip, not the leg. Okay, but which one's the real final day? I'm gonna Google this in a second. I can't find what I'm looking for. Who got shot in the leg? Somnium Files. Wait, Mizuki was shot in the leg? When? When did Mizuki get shot? Oh, wait. No, I don't really remember this. I'm gonna be completely... I think it was when we were fighting the dad's, like, army, bro. Okay, it's when we do... I think it was, like, when we did, Mizuki's route. And we're fighting the people. I'ma find this. I'm... Oh. I think I found it. I'll die for her. Because he was shooting at her. No, Aiba. Aiba's dead. Oh. It was a 50-50 shot. I mean, I'm probably dead too. Because you cannot die. We're listening. You can just hear my own voice faintly in the back. Wait, no, I got shot in the eye. When did she get shot in the leg? Oh, wait, Shoot, 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 shoot. I shoot him.
Wait. Are you kidding me? I didn't shoot. Oh, never mind. Die.
Okay, I shot him. Did he shoot her still? When does Mizuki get shot? Asking for a friend? Is it when we're rushing the... Okay, it's not that one. Is it the other fight? I think it's the final fight. She gets shot, maybe? I'm genuinely... No, I don't know. I'm so confused. I think it's when we all team up and we, like, rush the... building. I'm trying to find it. I'm going. I'm looking. Please understand. I need to know. I don't remember Mizuki getting shot, and I think this is a crime against my... When do you get shot, Mizuki? Asking...
Okay, Oda's less useless. But Mizuki, no, you hit him towards the gun. If you shoot Mizuki, I swear to God.
Wait, am I about to watch it happen? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, I found it. I found it. I don't...
It's time for me to commit genocide.
Yeah, okay. Luckily... Wait, no, I don't think this is luckily. This is good ending still. No, this is not luckily. This is good ending. Okay. How the hell? That scene was like 3 seconds long. I was angry.
That's what happens when people get shot, Mizuki.
Wait, what? Wait, why am I mean? Okay, the game needs to be muted for about 3 seconds. We need to assess something I've just said. What did I just say? Okay, let's just like, how do I want to do? Open volume mixer real quick. We're not watching it, but you will hear it, okay? It's fine. Okay.
If you shoot Mizuki, I swear to God. It's time for me to commit genocide.
She just yells, "It hurts."
Yes! That's what happens when people get shot, Mizuki.
Why is that my response? She's 12. Let's just say I'm not a good person 2 years ago. Anyways, now I'm angry again. How dare you guys hurt Mizuki? Hurting Mizuki is a crime. Wait, is she carrying Iris? Even though she's the one that just got shot with a gun? Excuse me? Oh no, Iris is carrying her. Okay. Oops. I don't know how I didn't remember that, and we're gonna pretend that... We're not gonna pretend. I didn't remember that. Ah. Mizuki, my love.
Oh, not bad.
The game's probably just like, bro, you looked it up. It's like, I did more than looked it up. I found the scene in my own video of me playing the game.
But you could have just gotten lucky. How about we go for one more round?
Okay.
Who is the true
I know that
answer
one.
with just the first name again?
I know that one. I know that one. Because I just watched it again. It's Saito.
Wonderful. That's another right answer. Sorry for doubting you. You really do know about the new
I do. I just don't
Cyclops
remember tiny details about the game. Jeez. There's like 20 routes. How am I supposed to remember which one's the true route?
Oh, did you hear that sound? That means the next question will be the last.
I thought this was 6 hours long.
Are you ready?
No.
A precognitive dream is a dream that lets you see the future.
Oh, we're doing future
But
time
these
now?
precognitive dreams,
Are they really? Truly real?
I believe the Blue Man Group just died.
It can't be.
What's wrong, Ryuki? Are you okay?
Your mic sucks. No, you can't do this. Okay. My guy's going through it. Unfortunate. Better luck next life. Dead person? It's a really small dead person. My child! Well, I guess she's like... Well, no, she's still a child. I don't care. She's my child. I will protect. I think it's a dead person. Is that a dead person? Half of a dead person? Maybe that's why they're so small.
Be careful, Mizuki. I've detected a biological response.
So why do you have Aiba?
3 o'clock. Distance of 315 feet. In the middle row of seats.
Wait, in the seats? Somebody's here. Wait, why is your face upside down? Hey, can we not shoot Mizuki again? Space? Yes. The child that beats people with a lead pipe. My favorite child. Stop shooting. Stop shooting Mizuki. I think it's a crime. So why does she have super strength? Did we ever discuss why she has like super strength? Or we just... During the story with the power of Aiba, you can gain special visual information. Right now, you can zoom and night vision mode function. Select zoom and V icon to inspect the enemy in the audience seat. Actually, my child is calling me. Don't you just want someone to talk to? Sure. Yes, Aiba.
Worried about work?
Yes.
Not being evaluated fairly?
That's not at all. It's just a lot of work.
I did not know that. You don't like work?
That's not it either. It's just a lot.
Is that so? Overtime is tough.
My job is unending.
You must be working hard. Why are you looking at your smartphone so much?
Why are you asking me questions?
Why are you checking news sites? Why are you so worried about your
because
SNS
the world's going to
notifications?
shit.
Why are you so worried about your login bonuses? Don't overthink it. Just concentrate. If it is still too hard, you might be working at a sweatshop. I would quit at that point.
No, but... Wow, Pitsika!
It feels like I'm on a... I have turned to the dark side.
Is that the original outfit from the last game? I actually don't remember.
It feels like I'm on...
We're wearing yukatas.
It feels like I'm on a...
I don't even let her finish talking.
If it looks good on Tama, it'll look good on me. Modern sharks can appear anywhere. Land, sea, or air. This mask makes me want to escape within 9 hours.
9 hours? 9 hours? 9 people? 9... something? It's 3 9s. 999. You're wearing the shark.
Modern sharks can...
What is this life? Gah, I'm bored.
I'm bored. Typical teenager behavior. Equating bored with cool.
I don't understand that one.
Worried about relationships?
Sure.
Having trouble communicating?
Yeah, I can't talk well. This is a conversation we have.
I see. I think you are doing well.
Thanks.
Every person has strengths and weaknesses. I understand that you feel like you're missing out if you aren't a good conversationalist. Making someone else understand you is hard. But don't overthink it, and do not let it stop you from speaking completely.
These feel like a little bit
The easiest way to
emptier
raise
words,
your
but
communication skills is...
to communicate.
You know radio DJs and comedians? They're really good talkers. You can start by talking like them. Listen to them and learn their ways. Try it out.
Hey guys, welcome back to this episode of whatever radio station this is. Today we have a song called Do You Like Insects? Tasty. Okay. I'll enjoy drinking with Yui. Music. Oh, Aiba. Infant. Okay, so you told me I can zoom.
Aiba, zoom in. Night vision mode.
Roger that.
I can see them. They're hiding.
Use the X-ray next.
Understood.
Found you. Who is that?
Identity unknown. Judging from their figure, they appear to be female.
You can see their bones.
Ah, so she's jealous, huh? I bet that's it.
Maybe she's into you.
Why else would another girl target me?
You can't think of any other reason?
Well, sure, but I'm really cute, you know? That's why other girls don't like me much.
Unless they like you too much.
I am fairly certain that has more to do with your personality. Mizuki, load Evolver with a stun grenade round. You should be able to knock your opponent unconscious by detonating it near them.
Got it.
Mizuki using a gun? But lead pipe.
Okay, it's ready.
I will display the aiming reticle.
But also, yeah, Mizuki's
Take
a little
aim
shit.
and pull the trigger.
On it.
But why do you have Aiba? So doesn't that mean she lost her eye?
What's with this girl?
Mizuki, that was a bomb, my guy.
Where did she go now?
Detecting the target's footsteps. They seem to be heading toward the stadium exit.
Ugh, can't let them get away.
Mizuki, wait. Even you won't be able to catch up to them.
What do you
More
mean? Mizuki can do
importantly-
anything. Yeah, there's like a dead person. They're cut in half.
There's something there.
Yes.
Yes. You know, I don't think I'm gonna like to find out who it is, to be honest, because I have a guess in like 3 seconds we'll find out though. So.
Hey, that's...
Yeah.
You recognize him?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'll never forget. It's...
Are y'all really gonna... Oh no. Somebody is... Isn't that her dad?
the left half of his body. His name is Jin Furue.
I don't think that's...
I remember it
I
clearly.
actually don't remember what her dad's name is,
6
but
years
he's already
ago.
dead.
At Studio Devita. The right half of his body.
I don't, but tell me about it. Tell me. I don't understand what you're talking about. Never mind. I thought they were gonna kill Date in like 3 seconds, and I was gonna be like, really? Damn, why?
Ryuki, what's wrong? Pull yourself together.
Smack him. Ryuki's going through it, bro.
Boss.
That man's a boss.
Where am I?
Don't tell me you were sleeping.
I'm tired of this game show. So this is Boss. That's the, he likes her. He's a mafia man. I think he works for Mafia Man. Young Mizuki. Young
He falls
Asa.
asleep in the middle of a live
These are all people from Game 1. Who's laughing at me? You're a box, my guy. This man's going through it. Can he wake up?
Mr. Ryuki, you're working under Boss, right? Boss, have you been giving him vacation time?
She's probably working him to the bone on his off hours, too.
I resent that. That is not true. I just have him scrape the stratum corneum off my heels every once in a while.
I don't know what that word means. I feel like it. Corneum is like eyes, so let's
Hey,
just...
Ryuki. Are you sure you're alright?
Oh, Yeah.
All right, now that Mr. Ryuki is awake, let's get back to it, shall we?
Who are you?
Here we go. Next question.
You are a box.
Which Taoist symbol, shaped like interlocking black and white commas, represents the origin of all things?
Yin and yang?
What the? A blackout?
Does Mizuki have 2 different voice actors?
What are you standing around for?
Actresses?
Get the lights.
Talent?
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yay! Fray to free? I'm curious if that QR code goes anywhere. Okay, Iris. But Iris is going through it too. She's on the ground. Like it's gonna help her. He's dead. I hate to tell you this, Iris, but he dead. Real boss. All right. What is up, boss? I'm sorry, I just clicked you. About that day.
Why? What is it?
Where is he?
Well, I was just wondering if he contacted you or anything.
I would have let you know right away if he did.
So he's like, he
Date
hasn't
was
talked
caught
to
in
us.
that explosion 6 years ago.
And has been missing ever since.
What explosion?
Date's body was never recovered from the scene.
So he's just missing.
Don't worry. I am positive it would take more than that to kill Kaname Date.
He has like a little eye now. It's a little, or whatever that is. It's a little weird. But did he take Aiba out before he exploded? Like, I think he was walking around with Aiba out by the end of the game. I actually don't remember. But I don't know.
I am certain he's at the Hot Springs district in Atami or someplace, spending his time in leisure.
Is that a mouse or a mouth or an eye?
If he is, I'd go down there and drown him in that boiling water myself.
So basically, he became her father, like, within a year. And then abandoned her for 6 years, basically? Dang. I mean, I don't think it's a choice that he's abandoned her. But... why are you here?
You do know I'm the commander of Abyss, right?
Why don't you have to lose your eye?
Right, but that's why I'm asking. Isn't it a bit weird for you to be at a crime scene in person?
This case is special. I saw it too, 6 years ago. The other half of the corpse.
At Studio Devita.
Oh, so this happened for real? Okay, so the last thing that happened was real.
And the HB case is still open, even after all this
Okay, they
time.
might have not actually been, like, at doing a show, but... the body was at a show.
The reputation of the whole department hangs on this case.
By HB case, she is referring to the half-body serial killings.
Thank you, Aiba. I was like, what does HB mean?
So named because the victims' bodies were cut in two. The culprit is known as Terror. Their identity is unknown.
My leg, my foot,
6 years have passed since Terror first made themselves known, but we have yet to find any promising leads.
Terror makes everyone feel terror.
I already know that. You don't have to explain it.
We love your sass, Mizuki. Oh. Regarding terror, tear has 2 meanings. Tear as in tears, tear as in tears when you cry. The other, tear means to rip something. The culprit of the HB case is more a reference to the latter. Thank you. By adding an at the end of the tier, we get terror. During investigations, Aiba and Tama will talk. Trivia and additional information will be at the top of the screen. This is just a bonus feature, so you don't need to read it to progress the game. I just thought it was fun. I was trying to close this. Anything else? Will you let me investigate?
Not.
What the hell?
What? Why not?
Then why am I still here?
Because you're only 18, Mizuki. You're still a student at Sekiba High.
I wasn't a student in high school.
But I barely even go now.
Why aren't you going to school, Mizuki?
I graduate in a month. I hardly have any classes left.
The point is, you're still a student.
Then why did you let me join Abyss?
Because I thought you had potential as a sinker.
Thought.
I assume your gargantuan strength and combat ability were a factor as well.
But you're basically still an intern. You've only been training for about a month. It's way too early to put you in the field.
But I'm on a
It's
field.
snowing, but it hasn't piled up yet.
Yeah.
By the way, Mizuki, there is something that has been bothering me.
Is it your tiny little hands?
What's this?
This is the field before law enforcement arrived. Notice anything peculiar?
My hand? They put signs up? It's a different color?
Nothing in particular.
The turf runs a considerable distance and is wet from the snow. If someone were to step on it, they would leave a trace. However,
no traces.
There aren't any footprints.
Indeed.
Maybe this person can teleport people, but they're like shoving only half of them in, so half of them teleport somewhere and the other half they teleport somewhere else.
How did the body...
Unknown. Perhaps they descended from the sky, or rose up from the ground. Or they teleported here.
Teleported?
I'm glad we think the same, Aiba.
I was joking. Do
I'm
not
not.
take it seriously.
I mean, is there no blood? Why is there no blood is a better question I have. Are you my friend? Aren't you cold?
Nah. The lining has heating wires in it, so I'm warm. Oh, thank you for the concern, though. Oh, no.
Who was
I just started investigating, really.
Who was the cop 6 years ago that
Weird,
was...
though, isn't it? He got killed 6 years ago.
And his body doesn't,
But
like,
the body
melt it?
shows up now?
Maybe there's time travel. Are you my favorite inspector? Yes, what's your name?
I have a bad feeling about this, but you really want to know my name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then I'll tell you, but please don't forget it, okay?
Got it.
My name is Kagami.
I think it's the same name.
Kagami, huh? Okay, I'll remember that.
I won't. Was it Kagami from the first game? I think it is.
Of course, ma'am. It's Jin Furroway. I don't think there's anyone in our generation who wouldn't recognize him.
Who says ma'am?
He was famous until he passed away. Well, even after he died.
And 6 years ago, I was part of that investigation too.
Were you at the studio by any chance?
You don't remember? We did talk for a bit.
Sorry, don't remember.
Can I give this man a break?
You don't leave much of an impression. In a good way.
In a good way?
You do leave a... I remember him. I may not have remembered that Mizuki got shot in the leg, but I do remember him. What's on the man?
This is a high-level organization in the police department. You do technically outrank me, ma'am.
Huh. Really? But you don't need to worry about the formalities with me.
I'm like 12.
What? For real? I can be casual with you?
I'm not that young.
Do you want to get your ass kicked?
Thank you, Mizuki.
Sorry. Sorry, ma'am.
The ma'am's still weird.
I've finished gathering DNA samples. It's being sent to forensics now. I'm sure the results will be out shortly.
Why am I still here if I'm not? Who are you? Who are you? Introduce myself?
I don't even have to ask about you.
Who are you? The design's kind of cool. I don't know why.
Mizuki Okiura, 18 years old. A high schooler attending Sakiba High. The all-girls school, right?
I guess.
Ah, but Okiura is your former name. You've been adopted by
formally
Date,
adopted?
if I remember correctly. You were at the studio when the other half of the corpse was found.
So I take it you were there too?
Yeah. Back then I was on the investigation team. Though you were 12 at the time, so I can't blame you for not remembering me. I heard you became a special agent at Abyss.
Is that judging?
That boss lady got her claws in you, huh? This little girl gets hired as an investigator. Huh. Guess they'll take anyone they can get. Times sure have changed.
Don't insult
Abyss
my
is
child.
a particularly special organization.
Mizuki deserves it. You hurt my feelings. I do want to
Mizuki was hired via what might be referred to as extra-legal measures.
Well, yeah, because she knows everything. You're...
What? You really don't know? I'm Detective Ushidera, Special Investigations Office, MPD.
Okay.
I should be asking you. You're the one who discovered the body, right?
Why is she just staring at me?
You were also at the studio 6 years ago when the other half was found.
Do you suspect me?
Quite a coincidence, don't you think?
What's wrong with your eye?
What are you trying to say?
Why did you come here?
I got a Nile message. It said HB Stadium. That could only be referring to the case 6 years ago, right?
The half-body serial killings.
I need to know more about that case.
So what? So after the eyes, a new case of half-body serial killing started. So basically, we found everybody's right side of their bodies, but now all the left side are gonna come back up.
Changed my life forever. So that's why I came.
Regarding Mizuki's smartphone, if it gets reception, I can connect to any network. I can make calls and send, and receive messages on Nile. Don't say "and" that many times. Mizuki says, I don't want you to know about my private life. If I leave my eyes closed, you won't be able to see it. Right, Aiba? Which is why she still carries her smartphone around. What? I'm a bit confused. I was a bit confused what that meant, but okay. Okay, what do I have so far? So... Oh. Okay, this doesn't have anything with the trial currently on it. Okay, I guess I'm looking at it.
Would you like to check the corpse with X-ray mode?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's unlikely, but maybe the right half of the body is buried in the ground.
You could simply flip the body over.
She's not allowed to touch it.
I don't want to see that cut. Especially not down there.
In that case, how's this?
I'm looking at y'all bones. Bro, her feet need a break. It's still funny how much of the person you can see. Was she missing a tooth? Any of your bones broken that you're not talking about? Now I'm just inspecting their bones. Okay.
Thanks. I see now. That body is definitely just the left half.
I will get the more shocking facts out of the way first. The estimated time of death is approximately 9 hours ago.
What? 9 hours ago?
It is currently 9 o'clock, so that would mean he was killed around 12.
Wait. Hold on.
But he died 6 years ago.
6 years ago,
Hold that thought. There's more.
Okay.
As you can see, the body was cut in two. There are no other external wounds on the body. It appears that he was sliced in half while he was still alive.
Did they keep half of him alive?
As for what was used to cut him, I am sorry, but that cannot be determined.
What do you mean?
Judging by the cross-section, it is clear that it was not a blade. It could not be a laser or pressurized water either.
Then what was it?
As I said, I do not know. The body was cut at the molecular level.
Okay, maybe teleportation's not.
There is hardly any blood left in the body. It could be speculated that the corpse was left with the cut section facing the ground. However, there are no traces of any blood flow on the ground. Therefore, it is clear that he was murdered at some other location.
Or that they drained their blood.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
Please, boss. I have to. This case is...
Can you not give me the puppy dog eyes?
Give her the puppy dog eyes.
You know I'm weak to the puppy dog eyes.
Give her the puppy dog eyes. Start crying. Start crying. Give in. Give in to Mizuki.
Fine. But promise me one thing. Swear to me that you won't do anything dangerous or illegal, no matter what.
Yeah, I swear, I swear!
And one more thing. I am your superior. You should address me with a little more respect.
10-4, boss man. I read you loud and clear.
Do you?
My child would like to ask. Oh. Wait, what? I pressed F1 and it's taking me something else. Menu. You have a question for me? What would you do if you got questioned by the police? Accept, run, complain, or play off? Stay silent? I wouldn't accept. Complain. Police have their reasons, Z. You should be accepting. I became a child. Tell me more. No, you have the right to remain silent, so remain silent. Anything else?
Who sent the message?
Yo, mama.
I don't know. It was sent from an account that signed up with a fake name. Someone must have wanted me to discover the body.
Well, they also probably did it.
Someone?
Maybe the culprit.
Why would the culprit do that to you?
I don't know.
Her eyes.
There is one more thing we don't know.
Who sent it?
The masked woman who shot at us earlier.
It was obviously Aset.
Who could this person of interest be?
I don't actually know that. That's not a spoiler. I'm making a joke.
And why did she try to kill you?
Because you won't go out with her.
Haven't found anything yet, though there is something I didn't find that's particularly interesting.
The footprints.
Bingo. There isn't a single footprint on the field that doesn't belong to someone here. So just how did the culprit do it?
I don't know. I don't work here. I already know his name. I'm not gonna ask him. Any leads? Nope.
That's... yeah.
Did I find
the
it?
Same face we saw 6 years ago at Studio Devita.
Jin was a young industrialist. He was quite famous, and often made media appearances. This cannot possibly be a stranger who happens to look like...
Okay. That's what I was missing. Oh my god.
6 years ago, Jin Furue's body was discovered in Studio Devita. And now, his left half was found here at the stadium. And yet his time of death is 12 o'clock today. Which means that half his body was alive very recently. What the hell is going on? My brain is doing cartwheels trying to figure this out.
Aiba.
Aiba?
Hold on, did Aiba just appear?
Yeah.
As she should. Go Aiba.
Wait, let me put my earphones in.
Can you hear me, boss?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay. No,
I
doubt
looked
it.
into Jin Furue's family background. Not only did he not have a twin, but there is no record of him ever having siblings. I, of course, did consider it a possibility.
Did you DNA it?
But both faces match perfectly.
That makes it even more likely it's not the same person. Nobody matches perfectly.
The rest depends on the DNA results. What?
It's a thought. What if he was still alive, but just with the left half?
I mean, the heart is in the left half of the body.
Oh gosh.
I get it. You think they might have sewn the body back together.
No, there are no traces of that.
It's getting warm in here, but I'm getting colder, so I don't know.
And were you two being serious?
I was.
You do realize the cerebrum, brainstem, and spinal cord were completely severed in two?
No.
There are no signs of him ever having been frozen.
Sounds like a mystery then, huh?
That half-body was definitely alive until just recently.
I have no idea what's going on. But this case is definitely connected to the incident 6 years ago.
Which means the half-body case isn't over yet.
6 years ago, I was 12. Good for you. Wasn't in BIS yet. I wasn't part of the investigation at all. Didn't know much. Did see the documents from training.
Hey,
Okay.
Aiba. How much do you know about the HB serial killings?
As you know, my knowledge of the case is about the same as yours.
When did you get Aiba?
Due to the explosion 6 years ago, I lost all of my memories from a few days before that point. And due to poor connection, I was unable to send or retrieve any backups.
What about you, boss?
Same for me. Ryuki was the one on the case at the time. I don't know anything other than what he reported.
What about the stuff he didn't report?
I'm not a psychic. How would I know something that he didn't tell me?
True.
Aiba, where's Ryuki now?
I've determined the location from Tama's GPS. Currently, Ryuki seems to be in Golden Yokocho.
Once you move to a different area, the map will be displayed on the bottom of the screen. It's mapped, choose a destination and go somewhere. Okay, map. Let's go track this man down. Isn't he like dreaming? Okay. He's rather calm about this. Iris is going through the stages of grief, even though I'm pretty sure she's, well, Gonna say, I think she's seen worse, but I doubt it. Do you know the victim?
Of course. Jin Furue, right? I've seen him online a bunch of times.
Okay.
Mizuki Date, 12 years old.
Oh, she changed her last name. Aww.
Her former name is Okiura, but she was adopted by my superior officer, Kaname Date. That's why I've met her a few times before.
Like the time you carried Date home on your back after he had one too many rounds.
But he doesn't look like that by the end of the game. I'm 90% sure he gets his body back. Okay. Where's Mr. Date?
I don't know. Not his guardian, you know. He got all giddy about taking a long vacation. He's probably at a cabaret club in Meguro right now, pouring some ponzu on that Reika chick's fat thighs.
Who's Reika?
What? Isn't it obvious? Iris is totally freaking out, so I'm helping her calm down. When are you letting me leave anyway? That other detective said you still had questions you needed to ask. So...
Ask. 6th grader?
I know her name, without asking. Iris Sagan. I was introduced before the show started, and...
She was involved in the new Cyclops serial killings that happened last November. You read the reports.
Yeah, so I know enough about what happened. Mr. Date was also on that case.
Oh, by the way, this case and the new Cyclops serial killings are not related. Though, that is just a hunch. Do you know the victim?
Teleportation.
What?
That body teleported here from a parallel world.
Right. Right. Iris. Right.
But only half of his body was able to make it through.
Correct.
That's why he was split in half.
Jeez.
I agree.
Does she look okay to you? I already talked to the other detective. I want to go home already.
That's all I gotta say. Moma.
His name is Moma Kumakura. He's a leader of the Kumakura gang, which is under the Uchisaki family.
I know. The Kumakuras are known for being peculiar, even among Yakuza. But why is their leader at a live-streamed quiz show?
He's friends with us. What ability might be useful against old men? Schmidt-style backbreaker, somersault kick, straight lead, finger jab. What does straight lead mean? I feel like backbreaker's funny. It's a Jeet Kundo thing, maybe. Backbreaking move VV. Go back to sleep, my child. Wait, the name changed. I said Aiba, but now it's Mizuki. Okay. You know the victim?
Anyway, it's real fucked up. Even people in my world wouldn't kill someone so gruesomely. That bastard. It's scaring Tessa like this. Whoever did this better make sure the cops get to him before I do. Oh, you mean Shinpei?
Shinpei?
Shinpei Wagai. That's his name. He was one of our members until just recently.
Was?
Yeah, he went clean. Left the life completely.
And where is he now?
Who knows? The moment he saw the corpse, he flew out of the room, white as a sheet. He's probably puking into a toilet somewhere.
I think he introduced himself to me before the show started. His name was Andy's Kameji, I think.
That's his stage name, of course. His real name is Yoneharu Enda. He's a comedian.
I'd never heard of
Does
him
he actually
before.
have a square head?
He must not be very good.
Ouch.
Oh! And I suppose you can do better, asshole!
Yeah.
What do you know about comedians?
She's a little
Listen,
defensive.
comedians are all doing their best so they can bring people joy. And here you are, just...
Okay. I'm sorry.
Everything sets her off. That's the funny part. Where am I?
Are you still out of it, Mr. Ryuki? This is Studio Devaita in Minato Roppongi. It's a rental studio mostly used for live streaming, filming, that kind of thing.
Is that your actual head shape, my guy?
Did you really not understand what you were getting into when you agreed to this?
We arrived here right as the stream was about to begin. They made us sit in the contestant seat right away without telling us anything.
Well, the title of our show is right there.
Faith to Face, our special 6-hour live stream marathon, brought to you by Amabi TV.
We cut the stream, of course, but the cameras should have been running when that body appeared.
Amabi TV is a live streaming internet service for PC and smartphone. The quiz show Face to Face is one of the shows. It's a mildly popular show with everyday people as contestants. Okay.
I'm sure all of Japan, or even the world tuning in on the internet, is in shock right now. They're being questioned by the police in the waiting room. Mr. Ryuki, aren't you with the police too?
What is on his head?
Well, yes.
Abyss is... I don't even know Abyss is. They're police, but like, they are...
Jin Furue? Yes, of course I know about him. I actually follow him on Twitter.
Kagami.
He cuts through all the BS of the modern world. He is insightful, inspiring in a way. Well...
What? You still haven't taken DNA samples?
Easier said than done. Most of the blood was drained from the body, so we have no choice but to take samples from the organs. Wait, hey, this is no place for a kid.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're right next to the body.
So?
So? Well, you could be traumatized for life seeing something like this.
Buddy, I think she's seen worse.
I'm fine. I've seen worse.
Anyway, you're in the way.
Girl, both of her parents died before her eyes, basically, or were dead.
Fine.
Her mom had an ice pick in her head, or whatever, her eye, and she took the ice pick out. Her dad was, like, hung in a store, and it's like, I think Mizuki's
well, there you have it.
Worse.
So, in other words, you don't have anything.
Kagami.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that I had a bad experience. I try not to tell people my name.
Kagami.
And I'll tell you instead. His name is Kagami.
Kagami, huh?
Huh? How did you know?
I know
The estimated time of death was about 40 hours ago. Today is February 10th. Current time 2200, which means he died around 6 o'clock February 9th.
Yesterday morning.
There's hardly any blood left in his body. His body must have been left with his legs slightly raised and the cut side facing the ground. Blood naturally flowed out as a result.
Please, don't rush me. I'm doing the best I can.
Looks like he's just standing there to me.
Yeah.
It's all right now, because I am here! Half might! Half for all! We are full-time heroes!
That's insensitive.
You okay, Mr. Ryuki? I feel like you aren't exactly sound of mind right now.
Yuki can oftentimes get weird, like this. He isn't doing well mentally. One of my jobs is to support him. Okay.
Is it true that body appeared out of nowhere? It's hard to believe, but...
Huh. I already know all about you. No need to say it. Kurito Ryuki, 23 years old.
Okay, well, that tells me I'm happy to know that. It does. Okay, I'm lying to myself. I know there's somebody out there, but please don't ship.
Due to your excellent marks, you skipped a few grades in an elite private university and graduated at 21.
Anyways.
Afterward, you went through training at Police Academy for 15 months and were accepted into Abyss last summer. It's incredibly rare for anyone to get into Abyss without having stepped foot on a crime scene.
Okay, I think I mentioned it last game. I always found it weird how Ota was like into Iris, because Iris was like 16 and he was like 20 something. And it's like, no. But Iris and Mizuki, besties. Let's go.
Don't tell me you slept your way in with Boz.
He looks 12 though. Like that's.
Of course I didn't.
If anything, he looks like he could be Boss's kid.
I took the formal exam.
Actually, I don't know
and
how old she
acknowledged
is.
my abilities.
You mean your endurance? You're a young
Why
guy.
are you so like pale?
Yeah, Boss definitely seems more into the marathons than the sprints.
What are you talking about?
You don't last
Well,
long.
Ryuki, when a man and a woman love each other very much...
You don't have to explain it. I get it.
Why are you insulting Boss?
We work in the same building and you don't know my name.
I actually forgot it. It was
Can't
Ushi,
blame you though.
Ushihiro
You're
or something.
new. Metro PD, major
Ushidera.
crimes. Name's Ushidera. Unfortunately, nothing yet. HQ still hasn't gotten any reports about the half-body being found. Hell, maybe it's never going to be found. What if that body crossed over time and space
Yes.
to get here?
That is also a thing because
Possible, right?
and that's why he can
No.
die at one time but be dead at 2 different times. Anything else to him? I think I can just talk to Boss. Got the body.
It's Jin Furroway, no doubt about it.
And then the body.
He was like an advisor who represented the young talent. I saw him a lot on the news online.
Does that mean he like did stuff for Iris?
This is so strange. Why just his right half? Hey, what's going on with you? Memory problems? Brain disorder or something? You look like you're losing it a little.
No, It's nothing.
Boss was invited here by Ma, a host from Kabuki show. Ma told her, let's go on this online show together. It looks so fun. But immediately after she showed up, she was sent a Nile message that read, sorry, something came up.
So in other words, he flaked on her.
Boss tried to go home, but the show's staff stopped her and begged her to find a replacement.
So she called up her obedient underling, huh? How convenient.
Yeah, you remember now?
Remember? You never told me anything about this Ma guy.
Ah, so Tama told you. After I asked her not to.
We love Ma. They're cool.
Well,
they're gamer. They're weird, actually. They're a little bit. I
there's
think
no
they
one else available.
They were kind of predatory.
Do you mind taking care
I
of
don't
it?
remember entirely. But I mean,
What? Me?
Date was friends with them, so.
I know this case could get dangerous. It might be too hot to assign to a rookie. But then again, you have a reliable partner with you.
They both seem mentally unstable. I don't know where you're getting the reliable part unless you're taking half and half to make one person, but okay.
I'll give you hands-on assistance for this investigation.
Am I just gonna be hit on the whole game? So in the first game, Date hit on Aiba, and Aiba's like, boy. Now in this game, you're gonna get hit on by your eyeball, and you're gonna be like, huh? Unless you're Mizuki. I don't think Aiba should hit on Mizuki.
Leaving the cut surprisingly clean and visible. The cut appears to have been made by something far thinner than paper.
Thinner than paper?
For example, something with 0 thickness, like a 2D surface.
There's no such...
What's more is that it doesn't seem like the connections between molecules were severed. The structure of the molecules themselves have been cut.
What's a molecule? So this is going to be a little hard to understand. So feel free to skip this if you'd like. Among scientific bonds, there is the intramolecular bond, which uses electrons to bond, and the intermolecular bond, which is bonding of molecules themselves. So intramolecular is like things make molecule, and then molecule. Intramolecular bond, I don't actually remember, no, don't call me. Are stronger than intermolecular bonds, so when something is cut in half, it is usually the intermolecular bond that is severed. However, Jin Furui's body was severed at an intramolecular bond level. That's it for the science part. Please continue to enjoy the main story.
Wait.
What is it?
This might not be related to the case, but I just thought of something. Ryuki, would you mind moving closer to the body?
Yeah, I do mind, actually.
He's missing one of his back teeth.
Okay.
Yes, the first molar of his upper jaw was completely removed from its root.
I can't really tell that, but cool.
Judging by the impression left in the gums, it looks like it was removed just recently. The identity of the deceased has been confirmed through facial recognition. Jin Furue, 29 years old, the CEO of Music Food Co. Ltd. He's also an executive at several IT firms, consultation companies, investment firms, and advertising agencies. His columns and essays are featured in various magazines and online media. He's quite a successful author.
He's dead.
By the way, Ryuki, there's something about the corpse's head that's been bothering me. It's hard to see from here, so here's the image I took earlier.
What's this?
Back of his head?
It's an enlarged picture of Jin's temporal region, near the back of his head. It's hard to see because of the hair in the way, but there are signs of traumatic subcutaneous hematoma. In other words, there's bruising. I think he got hit with a blunt object.
Someone hit him from behind?
Probably, but I don't think this is a fatal wound. There's no damage to the skull
it just
or
knocked him
brain
out.
itself. And as you can clearly see, his cause of death was being split in half. There are no other visible wounds besides the head trauma.
I wanted to see if the QR code actually took me somewhere, so let's try it. There's a YouTube video. Wait. I'm gonna open it on my computer so we can watch it together, everyone. That's cool. I like that. That's cool. Okay. 1 second. Let me get the game real quick. Okay, let's watch this video. Interesting.
He must have been cut in two while he was alive.
Fray to free?
Fray can mean battle, tatter, ravel, or strain. Free is self-explanatory.
To set free or release.
So the phrase could mean something like fight to set free.
What's with that QR code?
The thing is, there seems to be an error in the Abyss communication system. We're having issues getting online.
What? Come on.
What? You got a problem with that?
No, not at all.
Ryuki, I've got a connection. The QR code link. It leads to a ViewCube page.
ViewCube? You mean...
Yes, the video streaming site.
Whose account does the channel belong to?
No idea. It was registered using an alias.
Okay. Open it.
Oh wait, we're gonna watch it again?
What?
I'm sorry. Can you please open it?
That's better.
We're gonna watch it again, I guess. Oops. I didn't realize they was just... I mean, I did. I should have. Oh, it's more interesting in here. Okay, let's rewatch, guys.
What's wrong, Ryuki?
Blue. That's creepy. Ah. Okay.
Hey. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you? I don't think you are, my guy. Why's my eye? My eyes
Don't
messed
worry
up.
about me.
I'm a little worried, my guy. His body just exploded? You got anything? Team Zero Escape? Wait, are they all? Does Zero Escape make this? I didn't know it was the same team that made Zero Escape, I guess. I know they made references to the same company, but... That was chapter 0. Now, we start making choices that change things. We're gonna go visit Ma.
Oh, it's Brahmin.
You are familiar with it?
I'm not.
Yeah, I've been here a bunch of times. Ryuki is supposed to be here?
I'm certain of it.
Okay, let's go in.
Go in where? There was a store called Brahmin? I thought we were... Oh no, we were in the... whatever. No. My guy is drunk. Punch him. It'd be funny. Yes, what would you like to know, my child? What martial art are you good at? Muay Thai, Capoeira, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Sistema? None? Sistema. It is true you can breathe a certain way to not feel pain. I don't know what that is. Menu. A table. Mugs on the table.
It's a picture of Ganesha, the Hindu god. Ganesha is worshipped as the god of wealth, especially by merchants.
I can just click everything. Okay. Oh. I think I've run out of things to click. Okay. Where's Jenny? Who's Jenny? Wake him up.
Come on, Ryuki. Wake up.
Where's Jenny?
They're gone.
Where to?
I don't know. Maybe to the mirror world?
What?
Genny, being this man? Full name, Gen Ishiagane. I met him several times in the past when I was in Date's left eye socket.
Yeah, Genny is the owner of this fusion restaurant, Brahmin. He runs it all by himself without hiring any help. Where could he be? It's not like him to leave his customers like this. Jin Furue's other half was found. The other side of his corpse. The one we couldn't find 6 years ago. The time of his death was around 12 o'clock today. What do you think that means? Answer me, Ryuki! You were in charge of the HB case, weren't you?
Make it a sidebar, please.
Punch him. Punch him.
Just what kind of dream is he having?
How should I know?
Should we try wink syncing?
Forget it. It'd just be a wasted battery.
Punch him. Punch him. It'd be funny. Attack.
Ryuki, please, tell me about 6 years ago.
He's not gonna answer you. Just punch him.
I want to know all about what happened back then. The HB case and the explosion are related. If I can solve the HB case,
You can find your dad.
maybe I can figure out where
Papa.
he is.
I'll take a double shochu curry shot.
Punch him. Don't break the table.
This
The
is
table's
futile,
innocent.
Mizuki.
Punch him.
Ryuki's blood alcohol level is 0.32%. He is quite intoxicated.
Punch him. It'd be funny if you punch him.
In fairness, the reason he's like this now is because of that incident.
What incident?
He had psychological issues before, but the events of the case deepened his condition. As you can see, he now spends his days drowning himself in alcohol.
Punch him.
So if we solve this case, we might be able to heal his trauma?
It's possible.
Then it's all the more reason for him to help. For his own sake, too.
Still, I doubt he would wake up even if you cut his eyelids off. What will you do?
Punch him.
Isn't it obvious? I'll sync with him. Hey! I said, wake up!
Okay, punch him. Okay, so map. Go to Abyss HQ. Okay, so syncing is when we like go into their mind. Wasn't he evil? Why is he back? He betrayed us.
Wait, you didn't see her at the stadium?
I did, but she's not back yet?
Of course not. This is Boss we're talking about. She's probably at a host club in Kabukicho, licking the salt off her third tequila shot right about now.
Good for her.
I know. I got the report. Jin Furue's right half was found in Studio Divitas 6 years ago. The other half was found at the stadium today, correct?
Correct.
But the corpse's estimated time of death was around 12 today. No signs of the body having been frozen. And Jin doesn't have any twins. The theory of the right and left half belonging to different people was debunked earlier, too.
What do you mean?
We got the DNA results. The DNA extracted from Jin's right half 6 years ago. The base sequence was an exact match with the left half that was found. A 100% match. They definitely belong to the same person. The right half was found 6 years ago on February 10th. Today is also February 10th. What could it mean?
Time travel.
Mizuki, do you really intend to sync with him?
Would it be a problem because he's drunk or something?
No, but What I mean is, you haven't gotten permission from Boss, have you? I understand how you feel, Mizuki. I'm sure you want to solve the HB case more than anyone. After all, you lost two very precious things due to that incident.
Her eye?
Date, of course, and...
Your eye.
Your left eye. At least we didn't have to extract your eye to insert the AI ball. There was nothing left to extract.
Ooh.
I am glad the room was vacant. I don't do well with roommates.
Okay, so she lost her eye in the explosion.
Listen, you shouldn't delve too deeply into this case.
Bro, last time you told us that you betrayed us.
I have a very bad feeling
trust
about
you.
all this.
Don't worry. Boss didn't technically give me permission to sync, but she did assign the investigation to me.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah,
There will be no turning back.
I know.
I see. Then let's get started. What happened 6 years ago? Ryuki's memories may hold the answer.
Give us your memories, boy. Give it to us. Does my mouse exist?
Mizuki, the time limit within Somnium is 6 minutes. Stay there any longer, and your consciousness will be absorbed into the subject's mind.
You mean after 6 years you couldn't increase the time
I got
limit?
it. This isn't my first time syncing, you know.
Okay then, let's begin.
Her mouth doesn't match what they're saying at all.
Resist all out your heart to take you. Never let this merciless world erase you. Passing down the light of the torch to guide you, and you shall be bathed in light.
I've been practicing. How's my dancing?
Yeah, looking good. Wriggling around like a freshly caught shrimp.
Why? Why do you both call her a shrimp?
No, not you two. I'm too cute to be a shrimp.
Hey, listen. Now's no time for a dance number. We have an investigation to handle.
Ah, yes. My apologies. I felt compelled. Oh, Mizuki. Do you know your way around Somnia?
Yes.
If you are assigned to this case, you will be sinking many times, I'm sure. Would you like a refresher?
I do want a refresher though, just to be safe.
Yeah, sure. A little refresher course couldn't hurt. Not that I need it or anything.
Understood. I will be ready to assist you when the time comes.
Sonia, you will investigate the inside of a dream. The objective will be to find the subject's hidden memories.
Got it. Thanks.
That was
All
it?
right.
That wasn't very helpful. I thought
This
you were gonna...
desk and camera are from the interrogation room.
But there's no walls or ceiling. What am I supposed to do in a place this bare?
Well, before anything, Somnium scan! Activate!
Three. Dispel Ryuki's hallucinations and find the truth. Ryuki is trapped by hallucinations. Help him overcome them and discover the truth. Standard, normal 3.
This layer of Ryuki's Somnium appears to have 3 mental locks.
So I gotta unlock those, right?
Correct. By doing so, you can travel deeper into his psyche. The truth is found in the deepest layer.
Unlocking the... Yeah, she just said that. Remember the case, remind them of... I don't speak that language. I'm gonna have to ask you what did that mean? The way to unlock mental locks are called objectives. Located in the top left of your screen. Make sure to work towards these to progress.
Okay, I'll start with this room first.
Right. There isn't much to interact with, but there must be a way to continue.
So I walk around with. So in Somnia, you can inspect things with nameplates. First, move Aiba around to get close to something with a nameplate and inspect it. So Aiba, I can just walk.
A folding chair. Same as the kind in the interrogation room.
It looks like colder. While inspecting something, you give Aiba orders from the available options. Choose an option to have Aiba do many different actions. Sit or stand on the chair. Sit in the
Try
chair.
sitting on it.
There. Oh! What?
Ryuki!
Mizuki, now is your chance to question him.
Updated depth. You can check how much progress you've made in Somnium by checking the depth. To make the action you just did has progressed your depth. Make it to the bottom to clear the Somnium. So how do I look at my depth? Slap him awake. Tell me, appeal to his emotion. That wasn't what I cared. I kinda wanna slap him.
Mizuki, you cannot get away with this just because you're a member of law enforcement. According to Criminal Law Entry 195, Special Civil Assault, you can be punished for abuse of authority.
Slap him.
Chill, we're in a dream. It's fine.
Well, at this rate, we won't get anything out of him.
Wake up!
It was just
Fine.
Oh!
Screw it! Guess I'll just do what has to be done.
Aiba, that's enough! You're violating Criminal Law Entry 195.
My God.
Ryuki, I am sure your mother, watching you from heaven, doesn't want to see you like this. Just let it all out.
His
It will
cheeks
make
are
you
still
feel
red.
better.
This isn't working.
Don't make your mother cry, Ryuki! You can atone for your sins. And when we are done here, we can visit her grave. How does that sound?
I think you're enjoying this way too much.
As she should. I just thought it, I'm just choosing the
Ryuki,
funny options at
Can
this
you
point.
tell me what you know about the HB case?
Why do you keep making me remember? Damn it. I was so close to finally forgetting. Please. Stop!
Aiba? Aiba, you okay?
Yeah, it just got really bright. What was that explosion?
That blue thing. Is it an eyeball?
Yours now, yoink. Oh, never mind. Okay, so I'll have to make a choice by the end. I don't know what choice I
Ryuki,
want to make.
do you know the culprit?
Do you?
What is this? Wait,
It's like a figure. Maybe it's
it's
just
a
a light.
reverse sync. What? Ryuki's consciousness is flowing into your brain, Mizuki.
Is he working against us or with us? Like, guy, if you know the answer, just tell us. We're trying to... Unless it's you. No. The stew! The stew! I remember the stew.
Huh? This is...
Why is she in, like, darker clothes?
Mr. Date's house.
Well, it, like, is, but it isn't, you know? The stew!
What is this?
It's stew.
Do you know the culprit?
The culprit's name.
I don't know. I know.
I don't know.
Intrusion thwarted. We've defended against Ryuki's consciousness.
So is everything okay?
It should be.
Or it's her.
But it is peculiar.
Everyone has like the same number of letters in their name.
Usually, the sinker goes into the subject's mind. But for some reason, the subject's consciousness was able to slip into your mind. But you should be fine now. We have blocked the route of intrusion. We are reconnecting to Ryuki's mind via another path.
That's good. But why did that happen?
Hitboxes? Or like gun cursors, basically, it kind of looks like to me. Why is there a tiny man? Can't remember the name. Am I supposed to be able to remember the name? Oh, you know, I think you'll... When you... Because it's going to make you replay to get that path. What if I guessed it right the first time? That would have been... That's close. I feel like I was close. I might have been Mizuki, to be honest. I kind of feel like... But so many people have the same number of letters in their name. Like...
This place is...
No.
It's the cathedral.
Iris wouldn't fit.
Oh, so this is what you were talking about.
Whew.
Hey, is that rubble?
It appears as though the collapse was halted halfway through.
Tiny man.
Oh, it's Ryuki.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let's go.
Wait, Mizuki. You can only remain insomnia for 6 minutes, 360 seconds. For some reason or another, the passage of time in the interrogation room was slower. But that is not the case now.
We're starting the real Somnium.
You need me to find the info within 6 minutes, right? I got it.
While I remain still, time almost stops. But time progresses when I am in motion.
So when she walks and does actions...
That's the system that Pewter came up with, right? I swear that Pewter is like a tech god. Thank you, ex-con!
That's an interesting way to compliment
Didn't
someone.
he have sex with her dad?
Anyway, if you are stuck, simply stop moving and observe your surroundings. Look at the map and try to get a hold of the situation. Understood?
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. Go ahead and check that don't display this message again box.
I don't have that function.
There'll be time limit of 6 minutes. Time will be depleted when Aiba walks and when an action is made as a result of a selection. There's like 2 spaces there and it bothers me. Keep an eye on the remaining time while unlocking all the mental locks in 360 seconds. You can check this tutorial again. What skill can defeat an old man? That one. I won't do it, E. I can't just get myself to do it, E. I can't read those. I don't know what they are. Well, I can read them, but like I don't know what they are. Okay, there is an eye here.
Oh?
Yeah. Oh. Okay, well let's go over to Ryuki.
What's this? We're surrounded.
The rubble turned into a hand. Ryuki's dream sure is creepy.
Darn. We cannot get through. We need to find a way out of here.
Okay.
A brazier. I can interact with this for whatever reason. It looks like a normal brazier,
Touch it.
No.
Please, come on. Just the tip, please.
Okay then. Hot! Or not?
So it's fire that's not hot?
This fire must have shadow traits.
Shadow traits?
Different properties from the real world. For example, consider fire that is not hot. It is as though it is missing a property that it has in the real world. These shadows are usually heavily affected by the nature of dreams. So we might not extinguish this fire in the usual, predictable fashion.
Yuki's dream is trapped by the shadows. The shadows are...
Mizuki, I have obtained a key.
Okay.
What's that?
A key is a new function that Pewter came up with. It uses an algorithm to clarify the rules of a Somnium world or the sync subject's psyche.
In other words, it tells you how the dream works?
Correct.
Damn, we can do that now? Pewter's legit.
The sync system has evolved greatly.
Except you only have 6 minutes.
The key can help with unlocking mental locks and better understanding the subject. By searching more, the key will be updated and information accumulated.
So the more I search, the more hints I get.
Key is clarification of Somnium's rules. Start of a sync, it is hidden, but they will open as you inspect things. Keys are crucial to reaching the depths of the Somnia. When stuck, try checking them. The lock info, you can find the objectives. Da, 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 da. When stuck in a Somnium, open the lock info to find more clues. So, spell Ryuki's hallucination and find the truth. Doesn't click. Okay, thank you for your time.
It's a torch. It's on fire.
Inspect. Is it
It's a
hot?
normal torch. I can feel the heat of the fire. There is nothing different.
Oh, I see.
Ryuki's dream is trapped by the shadows. The shadows are always missing a single aspect.
It's
okay.
a torch.
So my idea is I can breathe in the
Breathe
fire.
in what?
The torch, duh.
What do you mean,
And
duh?
then blow it onto the other
That-
fire.
I want you to extinguish it by sucking in with your nose.
Oh.
I have never heard of...
You'll never know till you try.
That's not what I wanted.
Fine. Ah!
I had a feeling that wouldn't work.
I didn't realize, okay, I guess I just have to extinguish both of them.
brazier.
So this one I breathe in, the other one I breathe out.
If this brazier is a shadow, we can't extinguish it in the normal way.
Let's try something that doesn't normally extinguish fires.
All right, suck in.
My thought
really
was that
hard.
the way they were saying is like they're always missing something is that you have to give it when it's missing. So I was trying to say like suck in the heat, the fire there to give the heat to the other one, but no, this is not how it was working.
I do have amazing suction.
Amazing suction. Bravo. Marvelous.
Huh? Deja vu?
I have been in this time before.
Looks like the shadow traits were the key after all.
Okay.
That rubble there. Is that lower than before?
Probably.
Do we have another time limit?
If we do, we cannot be wasting time. All right, let's chase after Ryuki. If you get lost, use the map.
Yeah, I know.
There's maps in Somniums now, bro. Select the map, back on to open the map of the Somnia. Using the map, you can confirm your current location and things that you can investigate. The map has a convenient navigation feature. When lost, try opening the map and set navigation to what you want to investigate. Boss, meow. Hidden highballs in the dream world? There are always 5, mumble, mumble. Alright, I'm gonna host club it up from open to close. I already found one. Hello, my guy.
Hey, Ryuki.
I'll slap you again.
It's not my fault.
Okay, maybe.
Please forgive me. Forgive me.
Maybe I shouldn't slap you.
Damn it!
We're trapped in this space again.
Do they have guns?
But if we get rid of something with the shadow trait, maybe we can get out.
He's still holding on to
Mizuki, you have 5 minutes left.
Evolver? Brandy.
It's a bottle of brandy. An evolver is floating.
Okay, inspect it.
It's an evolver. Standard issue for Abyss members.
Is it Ryuki's?
Unless there is a special request. All members are issued the same firearm, so we cannot tell. But there is one thing I notice.
What is it?
I do not feel any electromagnetic forces. The evolver utilizes electromagnetism, so it should be emitting electromagnetic waves.
Oh, maybe it's one of those shadow trait things.
Perhaps.
Oh, yay! I got a timey!
You know what a timey is, don't you?
It's like a useful item that changes the flow of time, right?
For the most part. Timey is a material capable of modifying the way the brain processes time. By using this, you can slow down or speed up time in the Somnium world.
I invented it!
You go, Pewter!
You cannot hold on to too many at a time, so be sure to use them as they come.
Timey is a time item. Be used by. I know. I chose because of that. Timeys can be used to make selections. Lesson. Time used. You can hold it as 3. And they'll get rid of whatever the oldest one. Split it when used, so you try to use them more aggressively. So we're gonna also investigate this one. Use a timey. I'm not going to do that actually.
It looks like a normal brandy bottle.
Is this Ryuki's favorite drink?
Yes. I've seen Ryuki drink this brand before. Ryuki was drinking right before the sink, which is probably why it showed up in his dream.
He's just a drunkard.
I do think Ryuki has a reliance on alcohol. Though it is all mental, it is not easy to overcome such an addiction. You don't have to sympathize with him, but you should at least understand.
Why are you looking at me?
I see.
Okay, so that we haven't determined that was the shadow.
It's an evolver.
So let's look at the key. So Ryuki is blank. He's still holding on to blank and blank. He is blank. I mean, he's sad, depressed. But he's trapped here because we know. Try shooting ourselves.
Which method do you want to try? Inside the mouth, below the chin, or on the temple?
You don't have any second thoughts about this?
I do. But my job is to support you, Mizuki. Above all else, I believe in and obey your orders.
I see. Thanks. In that case, can you ignore my last command? What the? Aiba! Aiba!
It was a blank. My ears are ringing.
Jeez. Your nose and ears have been through a lot today, huh?
I have other holes. I'll be fine.
What were you planning on using the other holes for?
It appears obeying your command was the right thing to do. Good job, Mizuki. Well done.
I half did it for the meme.
Oh, yeah. Glad it worked.
But I knew he had to do something, and I feel like shooting Ryuki wasn't the... It's because he wants to kill himself.
Ryuki!
He's suicidal. Depressed and suicidal.
Damn it! Damn it! It's no use. Me dying isn't gonna fix anything!
Okay.
Are these feet?
Yes.
I can't die yet. I'll carry this forever.
Ryuki is blank. He's still holding on to his regrets and
Let's chase after Ryuki.
an eyeball. He killed someone. Like, he killed someone. So he went that way. Fun? No, they said there's always 5, but I'm almost, like, done.
You have 4 minutes remaining.
Ah!
This again.
Ow, ow. Ichi.
But now we know what to do. We need to find the thing with shadow traits and break it, right?
Yes, most likely.
Well, we didn't break the gun.
But it looks like we can only interact with Ryuki.
Retry allows you to go back to the mid-save point after unlocking a mental lock. You can perform a retry 3 times. 1 retry... If you fail to sync, retry account will be covered. If you don't have time, we recommend you use it.
Hey,
I
Ryuki.
see.
I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm really sorry. I have to live with this for the rest of my life.
Cheer him up. Kick him. Inspect. Yeah, inspect him.
He has a scrawny face, but it's a Ryuki that can be found anywhere.
Found anywhere?
There is nothing wrong with him.
So this Ryuki isn't a shadow.
Okay.
Hey, Ryuki.
I can't forget about what I did. I have no future.
Pet him?
Ryuki.
I did nothing wrong. I forgot it all. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my days.
Agree with him or kick him? Let's try kicking him. Half might be better to use because if I did like 10, if I did half on that, it'd be 15. But if I did 10 on that, it'd be 10. So let's try kicking him.
Good timing. I was getting annoyed.
Oh, you seem enthusiastic about this.
Get a hold of yourself!
That wasn't a kick. That was a punch.
Huh?
Didn't connect.
Ryuki is burdened by what happened in the past. He's still holding on to his regrets and... Okay, what do you say?
I can't forget about what I did.
Beat him up, pet him.
I'm sorry.
Cheer him up. Kick him.
I can't
I'll just keep trying to beat him up.
He's so down on himself. He looks like he needs a good punch.
I am not so sure about that, but okay.
Get a hold of yourself!
That one connected.
Oh, that killed him.
But nothing changed, which means getting rid of him didn't...
Let's inspect another Ryuki.
And is in denial. Well, yeah, I touched that. I guess I just had to do the other one. That's fine. I was using my things. So, agree with him, but kicking him didn't work, so agreeing with him doesn't.
This Ryuki doesn't have a shadow.
That must be the shadow trait.
So we should do the opposite of what he wants.
Yes, the don't encourage the psychotic breakdown plan.
Ota would probably love the praise, but this is Ryuki, the honor student we're talking about here.
Ryuki, you're doing well. Just forget it all. You did nothing wrong. No one's going to resent you. Boss and everyone else accepts you. Just rest. Take some time off. Enjoy yourself.
No! That's not...
Oh, okay.
Stop! It's all my fault! Which is why I needed to do something!
All right.
Killing the guy was
plan
kind of funny,
worked.
though.
No! No forgiveness! No mercy! Never! Never!
The fire.
Okay.
There's no going back.
What is Ryuki holding on to that's hurting him like this?
I don't think you're gonna like finding out. The last correct selection will allow you to go over. Even if you go above 360 seconds, the last correct selection will allow you to go over. If you run out of time, don't give up till the very end. You might be able to clear the Somnium. Okay. Pewter, clear with at least 1 second and obtain some eyeballs. Date, no, not there. My guy.
Three minutes left. You can do this.
Hey, this police ID is...
Probably Date's.
What?
Ryuki!
That's...
I'm sorry. I didn't think this would happen.
You're gonna solve everything. Everything.
Blood. Blood.
Let's get out of here, Mizuki.
Whose ID was it? Dispossessed. Ryuki Chapter 0. I forgot what the first chapter was. I guess the first one was Mizuki Chapter 0. This is Ryuki Chapter 0. Oh, we're actually in an interrogation room now. I beat you up in your dream. It was kind of funny. Okay, not much to talk about. Hi, Mizuki. Hello.
It's the middle of the night.
Can I not say hello? I want alcohol.
I'm not leaving until you give me answers, so quit messing around. You probably weren't listening to me at Brahmin, so I'll say it again.
No need. Tama told me earlier. Jin Furue's other half was found, but the body was alive until noon today. You want to know how? It's simple. Jin's left half flew here. It flew through time from the world 6 years ago.
What are you talking about? Ryuki, I looked inside your mind.
I know. You synced with me, didn't you?
Who was that person?
That person?
The person who was reaching out to you at the end of the Somnium. Tell me. Something happened 6 years ago that I don't know about. What was it?
You really want to know?
No, but yes.
Yeah,
You could be putting yourself in danger.
I'm not afraid.
Fine. Then I'll tell you. But I'm sure there's no need to explain what happened on February 10th, 6 years ago.
Yeah, I was there, at the studio.
Alright. Then I'll start from the part you don't know about. The day after the incident. February 11th.
Okay. What? Okay. It's going in weird orders. Interesting. Anyone imagines Ryuki Chapter 1? Bro, he's going through it. 6 years ago. Well, yeah. Yeah, I gathered that. Able.
What's up, Ryuki?
I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Mr. Date.
That's not what he looked like at the end of the first game. So who is that? What question do you have for me? What rank do you like? Lightweight, heavyweight, bantamweight, strawweight, lightweight. Below 61, it's not light at all. Go back to sleep. Why are you between her boobs?
When I see that ball, it reminds me of my boyfriend from high school.
Yeah, you seem like the type who'd be into that.
Reminds me of you, boss.
Which part?
I forgot what it was.
I'm a sucker for anything shiny or black.
What about cockroaches, boss? They're shiny and black.
Okay, I'm reducing your salary.
Oh. Did you know this doll can talk, Ryuki?
He's my childhood friend.
What are you talking about?
It's me, Mario. Nice to meet you.
He talks?
Ryuki, your heart rate is increasing. Don't tell me. You're imagining a woman's bathhouse, aren't you? Fantasizing about the shiny faucets?
Why would that part be my fantasy?
You want to hear some juicy gossip? I heard they got transferred to Lemniscate.
Okay.
Good for them.
Hey, I'm your superior, you know. You should all at least pretend you're interested.
I remember Mr. Date telling me, you like to hit that thing when you're feeling stressed out, right, boss?
Oh, no, I wouldn't do something so brutish. I just throw it against the wall.
That's even worse.
No, it's better. It's better. It's better. It's better. How's it in one piece? Why should I sit?
How long are you going to keep that here?
Until I get a new boyfriend.
Then it's gonna stay there forever.
Date, I'm assigning you to Venezuela.
Good luck.
I heard that's boss's grandfather.
Don't fill his head with nonsense. That's not my grandfather. That's my grandfather's death mask.
Not any less weird.
It's quite much less weird. I'm just investigating her whole office. Why is it so big? Who's Graves? Oh, your face.
Huh? Is there something on my face?
Well, the face you have now isn't your real face, is it? You got your old body back doing the new Cyclops serial killings case, so...
Yeah, well, I decided to have a custom mask made. Everyone knows me by this face. Besides, this one is, more popular with the ladies.
I don't think it makes much of a difference.
Shut up!
By the way, Jin Furue didn't have a silicone mask on. I know because I x-rayed it. Not the eye patch.
Looks cool, doesn't it? I'm wearing the patch because Aiba ran away from home.
That's not the whole story, though, is it, Dante? You tried to watch a VR video of bikini girls splitting watermelons at the beach.
I can't do this anymore. I am done being your partner.
So Aiba leapt out of Date's eye socket and ended up at my place.
So she's at your house right now?
No, she's working on a top-secret mission.
What mission?
If I told you, it wouldn't be top secret.
I thought you were on vacation.
Yeah, new labor laws. I'm supposed to be on break.
Then why are you here?
Well, why not? I was bored, so I thought I'd come play darts.
This is supposed to be a place of business. Could you not play around in here?
What? This room is full of things to play with. I saw the news last night. I talked to Boss earlier too, so I know the gist of what's going
I
on.
don't know if this is the same voice.
A corpse suddenly appeared in the middle of a live stream, right? And for some reason, just the right half, like it traveled through time and space. Advice? I only give advice when I'm drinking. Shall we?
It's not even noon yet.
Who cares? I'm on vacation.
Well, I'm not.
Come on. My treat, as usual.
No, I'll just handle this myself.
What? Drink with me.
Why are you here?
Nice and soft. It feels kind of soothing being here.
Anything to promote office wellness.
What are you talking about?
Well then, you won't mind if I join you. I'm kidding.
Wanna see it again?
No?
No. Thank you.
No, we're gonna watch it now that he said no. Except you watched the whole thing. Oops. Saw that video last night and...
What is it, Ryuki?
He went crazy.
The QR code on that sign was shown during the live stream too.
Yeah, quite clearly.
That means it was seen by people around the world.
They say the ViewCube video in the link got several million views.
No, it only had like something 13,000.
The account is already deleted, but you know how it is.
Oh, okay.
People uploaded copies to other sites almost immediately.
That means the actual number of people who saw it is several times greater.
Uh-huh.
Anything strange happened since?
What do you mean?
Maybe a bunch of people being sent to the hospital after seeing the video or something.
No, I haven't heard any reports like that so far.
I see.
Like I said, the uploader of the original video is unknown.
Gender is set to female.
Tama, show me the news.
That's not how you ask for a favor, is it?
I beg of you, Lady Tama.
How about this?
I said news, not nudes.
She just is whatever she
I
wants.
see a stupid-looking man's face. Like this.
It's all right now, because I am here! Half might! Half for all, we are full-time heroes!
Ryuki?
You feeling okay?
Maybe we should have a doctor take a look at you.
It's always whenever you ask if he's alright.
Don't worry, I'm fine.
You're trying to convince yourself, aren't you? Poor Ryuki, you're exhausted.
Yeah, I'll try.
You'll try? What the hell is that? Why don't you say it like you mean it, asshole? It's your duty to solve this case. This is why you're here, isn't it?
You can't see the titties around you. You had to look. You knew. It's funny.
I got it, Tama. You can close it.
Anything else with her? No.
What are you looking at, Ryuki?
I was just looking at the round...
Pervert.
No. That's not what I meant.
You can touch him if you want to.
No, you absolutely cannot.
That's funny.
What?
You went to a host club in Kabukicho after the investigation, didn't you?
Who would do such a thing?
I mean, you usually do that.
I went straight home last night. I can't be out drinking every night. My kid would never let me hear the end of it.
You have a kid?
I'm sorry, your kid?
Yeah, my little girl. At least, I think she's a little girl. I didn't spot any dangly bits, so unless she says otherwise.
I had no idea you had a daughter, boss.
Neither did I.
I didn't know either. Why'd you keep that a secret all this time?
It wasn't a secret. No one asked.
I asked.
Yeah, the entire country's been talking about it all day.
Not just Japan, but the whole world. A body sliced in half suddenly appeared in the middle of a broadcast? And then there was that weird QR code, too. I'd be surprised if it didn't go viral.
But how strange. There was a blackout before the corpse appeared, right?
Yes.
So why didn't the stream get cut off?
They just turned the lights off.
It hasn't even been half a day. No new info for you yet. Jin's left half hasn't been found yet either.
Why did his right half burst into flames like that?
We're still looking into it. But I was told they haven't recovered any mechanical or electrical pieces.
So it wasn't a time bomb.
Do you think it could have been spontaneous combustion?
Who knows?
Okay then. Tama and I will continue the investigation.
Oh, wait. Before you go, there's one thing I want you to be careful about. Abyss is having issues with the communication network right now. Any data obtained by your AI ball can't be uploaded to the cloud.
Yeah, I can't do any backups right now. I can only save data inside my body's storage.
So we'll be in big trouble if you break.
Yes, any data saved from today on will be lost.
Understood. We'll be careful.
So, where do you plan on going first?
I thought we'd start by asking around for more info. I haven't been able to talk to the people who were at the scene much yet.
Mizuki, Iris, Moma, Chinpei, and Andy's Komeiji, the host.
Do you have their locations?
Yes, I've obtained each of their locations through the GPS on their smartphones. First, Mizuki is at a place called Matsushita Diner.
Ota's place.
Iris seems to be on the campus of Sekiba High.
Makes sense. She's a student there, after all.
Moma and Chinpei are at the Kumakura office.
Right. The Dragon and Lanterns place.
And finally, Komeiji. He seems to be on the rooftop amusement park at Nisatan.
Misatan. That department store in Shinjuku?
Do you want to ride along for the investigation, Mr. Date?
I'm not gonna work on my day off. I'm not that bored.
Bored enough to come here.
There are many types of boredom. This is different.
Well, Ryuki, I'm counting on you.
Okay.
Right. Leave it to me.
Tama, you take care of Ryuki, okay?
Always.
You gonna jump out of the titties? Okay. Okay. Let's go to my best friend, Mizuki. Who's this? Who are these people?
Man, this sucks. I already talked my jaw off yesterday.
That was with the local detective, right? I haven't heard anything yet.
Baby
Big sis,
Mizuki.
perhaps you should help them?
Big sis? What are you, 10?
Big sis?
Ah, that's just what I call Mizuki.
You're like older than
Ah.
her.
And you're...
My name is Kizuna. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hi. I'm from the Metropolitan Police Department.
Ryuki, right? You were on that quiz show last night.
Who? Why do you call her that?
This is a bit difficult to explain. I just sensed a certain elegance to Mizuki that was characteristic of an older sister.
She's 12.
Is that a compliment?
Tama, how old is Kizuna?
Yeah.
18, same as Iris. They're in their third year, so they're graduating soon. In other words, Mizuki is a whole 6 years younger than Kizuna.
Got it. Cool.
I am indeed. How did you know?
Your uniform?
Don't tell me you're a uniform buff, Ryuki. I
Boy,
didn't take you for a
Stay
pervert.
behind the counter, my guy.
Kizzy is good friends with Iris and Mame too.
Who's Mame?
Oh, you don't know about Mame, do you?
No. Who's Mame?
Amame Doi's her full name. She attends Sekuba High like Kizzy and Iris.
Iris and Mame belong to the same dance club as I. It was through them that I was introduced to Big Sis. Yes, I most certainly do. However, I am not very good at it.
That's not true. You've even won a dancing competition before.
That was nothing more than a fluke. Iris is a far better dancer. I was watching that quiz show live as well. Then, goodness, I couldn't believe it. That corpse suddenly appeared on the screen. I couldn't sleep last night from the shock of it all. I was worried about Big Sis and Iris as well.
Yeah, you called me a bunch, I remember.
You witnessed the corpse with your own eyes, did you not? Are you certain you're okay?
I'm totally fine.
But she's seen her dead
Your
parents.
mental fortitude is admirable.
I've been through a lot is all.
Like, her parents being dead are common knowledge. Shouldn't you be in school?
Today is February 11th, National Foundation Day.
Oh yeah, it is. So why are you here?
Why else? To eat some of Ota's cooking.
His mom?
I brought
Doing
my
any
friend
better?
Kizzy with me.
And I appreciate your business.
Huh. And?
I mean, Mr. Date is like your foster father, so I thought I'd let you know just in case.
Foster father? I'm the one taking care of him. I'm paying the rent and utility bills too.
What?
Oh.
Oh, I know of Mr. Date as well.
She's 12. How does she got money?
He is
she's
quite
rich,
close
actually.
with Iris. So I have the honor of being on friendly terms with him as well.
Yeah, he's also like basically Iris's father too.
Iris had an offer to appear on the show, so she was asked to bring another talent from Lemniscate, but no one could make it, so I decided to go instead. As the president of Lemniscate, I couldn't just turn it down.
Yeah, I guess she is because her dad's dead.
President? Aren't you 12?
It's a long story. I ended up taking over the company after Daddy.
Daddy.
Sorry, but I don't know anything. I just went on the show like Iris asked, and then a body showed up out of nowhere. I've heard about Jin Furue, but it's not like I knew him personally. Sorry, I can't really help.
There was some guy in the corner. Who's this?
Pardon me, but may I ask your name?
It's all right now, because I am here! How are you, young boy?
My guy, he looks older than you.
Guess he's not doing too good.
Maybe you shouldn't talk to that guy. He seems pretty drunk.
He's drinking non-alcoholic beer.
What do you want, jerk?
I was not aware you could get drunk from non-alcoholic beverages.
Okay, I guess we're talking to him.
Are you Mr. Ota Matsushita?
Oh, you heard of me? Did you talk to Date or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Ota is 24. 1 year older
Yeah,
than
he's
you,
24, and he
Ryuki.
was like, okay, I guess Iris was 18, actually, it seems. I thought Iris was a bit younger.
Yeah, that's why I'm being polite.
Nah.
Ota handles the cooking, serving, and accounting all by himself.
What's happened to his mom?
That's right.
Tama, are there any legal issues with this?
Not at all. His mother, Mayumi Matsushita, holds the proper certification for food hygiene.
Mr. Matsushita, can I ask where your mother is?
You'll leave her alone.
Probably in the living room back there. I guess she's sitting at the kotatsu watching TV or something.
Matsushita Diner was closed for a long time. It recently reopened. They get decent customer traffic and make a pretty good amount of money. That's not really much information, but okay. You have a girlfriend?
That came out of nowhere. Of course I have one.
Uh-huh.
You met her yesterday, right?
Actually?
Tessa. The girl named Iris Sagan.
Ota, do you want me to rip your
Okay.
tongue out?
Oh, well, as long as we're on the subject. Are you going out with anyone, Kizzy?
Oh, me? Such relations with gentlemen are completely foreign to me.
Are you into babyface guys that know how to cook?
Ugh, no shame.
Oh, my type is so stereotypical that I am embarrassed to admit it. Someone like Prince Charming.
A prince?
I yearn to be a princess. I hope my Prince Charming will appear before me with a glass slipper someday. That's my dream.
Glass slipper?
Hey, yo, go back to sleep.
Ota? Who is that?
Well, he's a customer. He comes by a lot.
Well, in any case, I have a great affinity for shoes. My admiration of Princess Cinderella partially comes from that, I'm sure. Glass slippers. Isn't that so magical? How lovely it would be to dance in them.
Wouldn't it be hard to dance in glass slippers?
Like one misstep and they shatter.
That
and
is
your feet are
true.
covered in glass. What do you want, my child? What food do you make your visiting friends? I don't feed them. Eel liver soup, eel sushi. I like eel sushi. What's eel sushi? You've heard it. I haven't heard it. You sure it's not anago? Anago? I don't know. But her crazy level's going up, and I'm probably a bad parent.
Man, that was crazy! I said it before, but I was watching that stream live. I heard Tessa and Mizuki were gonna be on that show, right? Then that body appeared out of nowhere. Man, I couldn't believe what I saw. Speaking of crazy, that ViewCube video.
You saw it?
No, not the whole thing.
Too scary. Oh, baby.
I saw the one before, though.
The one before?
You don't know? I think it was about half a year ago. A video similar to that one went viral. Everyone was talking about it online.
Ah, I know of that one as well. The mysterious video known as Bats 490, correct?
Yup. There was some kind of code hidden in it, too.
According to the rumors, whoever deciphers it will learn the secret of the world.
Secret of the world? Did a grade schooler come up with that or something?
Yes.
You're a grade schooler yourself, by the way.
I thought grade schooler was like 5th grade.
The video starts with a bunch of bats flying around.
But I mean, I guess you're all grade schoolers. Well, him, not him. They're both grade schoolers then.
Guess that's where the bats part comes from. I don't know what the 490 means, though.
Added together, you get 13.
Were you able to decode it?
No way. I had no idea what it meant.
Well, it's not like solving it would have been a big deal. I'll bet that secret of the world stuff is bogus anyway.
Don't ruin the fantasy, Mizuki.
I'm just telling it like it is. It's just an ARG. It's a game for kids.
ARG means alternate reality
I
game.
watch things, I know.
The Game Master releases mysterious information to the public via the internet, leaflets, posters, stuff like that. Players decode the information to discover a location or objective that moves the game forward.
Basically, 90% of mysteries are either ARGs or... Oof.
Simply put, an ARG is a fusion of games and real life.
Hey, Kizzy, I want to see you dance.
Just dance for us.
Where did this come from?
I want to see too.
Don't you want to see too, Ryuki?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've got to see this.
Then I'll play some music. Just a sec.
Wait, I have not agreed to anything yet.
It's not a choice. Is it always the same dance, or is this a different dance for once?
And gum on my way to the station. The crowd squeezes out my frustration. And now I'm taking heat in the classroom. Oh well, I'll eat some donuts in the bathroom. Now I hear my friend got herself a boyfriend. They're going out for barbecue on the weekend.
she have a heart backpack. Asking for a friend. Okay.
I know your name. You're Kizuna, aren't you?
Please don't tell me he's a stalker.
I heard you introducing yourself earlier. My name's Leon Twining, and I'm 22 years old.
Can you know?
My father's American and my mother's Japanese. So, Kizuna, I want you to marry me.
Huh?
You okay?
No, I'm not okay. My heart feels like a jackhammer, like it's gonna burst out of my chest any second. Actually, I got fired yesterday. I didn't feel like doing anything after I woke up this morning. I came here so I could drink my problems away.
But you were drinking non-alcoholic beer.
I can still get drunk off of them, okay?
What job did you get fired from?
I was a bank clerk.
What were you really?
I don't like talking about it, but I was a janitor.
I think that is a noble job.
You're so right!
I think
But
he was
unfortunately, my job was
a
taken
mafia
from me.
janitor.
And I have zero motivation to do anything now. Hard work just seems so pointless.
I dislike people who don't work hard.
All right. I'm hitting up the employment office tomorrow.
This guy has a rather one-track mind.
He doesn't seem all that bad, though.
Of course this isn't a joke. Kizuna's dance purified my heart. There was so much darkness building inside me, but she cleared it all away. It felt like I went straight to heaven. I've always wanted to be a pilot since I was little. It was my dream to fly through the sky. Kizuna made that dream come true for me. Seeing her dance, it was like my soul pierced the heavens and flew into the stars. So, I've decided. I'm gonna marry her! Won't you marry me, Kizuna?
No, thank you.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
No, thank you.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that either.
No, thank you.
Anyway, I won't give up. You'll come around eventually, Kizuna. My motto is, if at first you don't succeed, try and fail again!
I think you mean try again.
No, I think he knows exactly what he meant.
Now, we haven't obtained much useful information. There's no point in staying here for too long.
Yeah, let's go somewhere else.
I should have a heart backpack. It's really weird.
What are you doing?
Haven't you heard? If you meow at a lucky cat statue, happiness will come your way.
I see.
Okay. Let's go to Iris. I'm just gonna go in order because I feel like it. She's the one that works at... This is awkward.
Iris, how are you feeling? Still upset about last night?
I'm okay. I recover pretty quick from these things. See? I'm bouncing right back. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy bunny!
Ryuki, would you mind hitting her with a German suplex?
Later. By the way, you're...
That's Mommy. She's one of my best friends.
She's the one that works at that one
Nice to
place.
meet you. My name is Amame Doi. I'm a third year at Sakiba High, and I'm in the same dance club as Iris. I'm a super hyper cutie miracle beauty.
Ryuki, I think we should leave.
Hold on.
I'm losing
So
brain
you're the
cells.
one I heard about. Mizuki and Kizuna told me about you earlier.
Huh. You just pictured me in a leotard, didn't you?
No?
Oh, it's a pervert! Somebody call the police!
I am the police.
Oh, come to think of it, you were on the quiz show last night, weren't you? Your name started with an R, I think.
Yeah.
Mr. Rarotaro, was it?
It's Ryuki!
I see. Mr. Ryuki Rarotaro.
Cope. X-ray. I think that's... I know what the joke's gonna make.
Whoa! Amame turned into a skeleton!
It's an X-ray.
I know about the incident. I was watching the live stream of that quiz show.
How do you get your hair like that?
You could say I'm a part-timer. It's just me and my mom back home, so money's tight. I don't have time to go to college or a specialty school.
But Mommy is so smart!
Mommy?
She always has the best grades, even though she doesn't go to class much.
I've been busy with my part-time job and dance practice.
Where do you work?
I work as a mermaid at a gaudy
I'm
maid
right.
cafe
I'm smart.
called
I know, I
Sunfish
remember.
Pocket. Mermaids are what they call the maids that work there.
They wear these cute mermaid outfits as they serve the customers? I know because I used to work at Sunfish Pocket a long time ago. Mommy works there at night after dance practice.
Don't tell anyone, but until about 11.
Even when you were 17.
Yes, ever since I was 16.
That's a violation of Article 61 of the Labor Standards Act, though it would be the employer who would be penalized.
I lied to the manager about my age. So according to my profile, I'm 20 years old right now.
That's a bit...
I'm sorry. Please don't arrest me. My family's poor, so I need to keep working.
Okay.
I don't think there's anyone from our generation that doesn't know who he is.
Me?
He's
I don't know
famous
who
for
he
having
is.
a sharp tongue.
Who is he?
He used to write a bunch of completely lame articles and critiques online. He used to start up stupid internet drama crap on Twitter, too.
And Mommy has a pretty sharp tongue herself.
His main job was being the CEO of Music Food. I guess that's like the president of the company? I think I read an article online that said he started the business when he was 22.
But his history before then is shrouded in mystery. And no one knows anything about his childhood, right?
Yeah. He was a pretty mysterious figure.
Don't you know today is February 11th?
Why are you at school?
National Foundation Day.
Oh, right. Then why are you at school?
Well, how do I put this? I just felt compelled.
I can only wear this uniform and attend this school for about another month or so.
So I invited Mommy, and we just kind of ended up here.
Iris and Amame are third years. They'll be graduating soon.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything about it. It did feel like some sort of paranormal phenomenon, though.
Paranormal?
Like I mentioned last night. Maybe that body teleported here from some other world. The other half could have been absorbed into some other dimension. And that split the body in two.
Speaking of which, there are rumors that people who watched that video and disappeared could have also been swallowed into another dimension.
Hmm? Mizuki didn't tell you?
She did. But I want to double check, just in case.
The agency I belong to, Lemniscate, received a request for me to appear. They wanted me and one more person to participate as a pair, but we couldn't find anyone with an opening in their schedule. And that's why Mizuki ended up going instead.
Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. I boiled a potato and my socks in a sack.
Mr. Ryuki.
Are you okay?
The song Ryuki was just singing was German Soup Socks, I think.
Iris is sitting...
Leering at an 18-year-old. That's a bit creepy, don't you think?
I was not leering.
That QR code video. A similar video went viral about half a year ago.
The Bats 490 video. Supposedly people who saw it suddenly vanished.
I want to watch it.
Bats 490. Kizuna mentioned the same thing.
So, they say those who went missing were taken into another dimension. Yes?
So did I.
But you two haven't disappeared.
That's because we haven't decoded it.
There's a code hidden inside Bats 490.
They say the code reveals a specific location.
You have to go there to get taken into another dimension.
And the people who decrypted the code all said the same thing before vanishing.
I've learned the secret of the world.
But no one knows what that secret is.
Okay. Dad?
Genny, I told you to wait for me at the gate, didn't I?
Yeah, but I got here a bit early.
His name is Gen Ishiagane. He's the owner of the fusion restaurant Brahmin in Golden Yokocho. Though, I'm sure you already know that.
Yeah, I've been there many times. But why is Gen here?
Ah, if it isn't Mr. Ryuki. Are you here to investigate that case by any chance?
Yes. I was talking to Iris about it.
I also watched the quiz show last night.
Why do you wear that?
Several people I know were on it. I drove here to pick up Amame and Iris. I need them to help out at work tonight.
Oh, I'm sorry, Genny. Something came up.
Oh, I see.
I'm free though. I can still help.
That'd be great.
You two are close with Gen, huh?
Yeah, we're just a big ol' happy threesome.
That was a weird way to phrase it.
Amame visited Brahmin a lot, even back when it was in Yotsuya.
Once it moved to Golden Yokocho, I took Iris there.
You've been to Brahmin too, Mr. Ryuki?
Of course. I've been there several times. Mr. Date took me there.
Mr. Date? So you must know Mr. Date too, Genny.
I've known him for a long time. We're so close, we've seen each other's buttholes.
Wow, what a small world.
Is she really going to ignore the butt part?
Wouldn't you?
Oh, are you asking because I'm wearing this mask? It was fine. The security for this school is practically non-existent. There are tons of places on the grounds without any fences or security cameras.
So you didn't walk in through the front gate?
I couldn't have, dressed like this. A guard would have stopped me.
That's mean.
You're more than welcome to visit anytime.
Genny's cooking is amazing.
Everything he makes is so good. My tongue could fall right off. Personally, I think his place and Matsushita Diner are competing for the #1 spot.
Come on now, don't compare my restaurant with a place like that. The cooking there was superb when Takiro was still the man behind the chef's knife. But now it's his son Ota running things. He doesn't know the first thing about cooking. His dishes are missing the most important condiment.
Well, I think we got enough info here for now. Ryuki, wanna get going?
Sounds good. Iris is just sitting on a chair.
Now you're trying too hard.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I wanted to see if I could... Wait, can I keep clicking her? Okay, nothing much here. I keep reading, I have to click.
Wait, you're the director of that quiz show, Chimpei?
You got a problem with that?
No, but...
I told you, he got out. He's making an honest living as a civilian these days. Ain't that right?
That's right, boss.
Stop calling me that. You're not a member of the gang anymore. I'm pissed about the case, too. That co-appearance was like a dream come true. And the whole show was ruined. I'd love to get my hands on the bastard responsible.
A dream come true?
The boss and Tessa got to...
Shut it! Anyway, I'd love to help you with your investigation and all, but unfortunately, I don't have any info that might be useful to you. I don't know what to tell you.
Did you see any suspicious people hanging around the studio, for example?
Suspicious people? I guess the only one who comes to mind is Kameji.
Kameji? You mean...
Yeah, Andy's Kameji, the host. Supposedly he has connection to the Yakuza. I'm not talking about our group, of course. It's just something I heard at a meeting with the street bosses. Word is he's involved in some dangerous transactions. Though that might not have anything to do with last night. Ask Chimpei about that. He knows all about it. Yeah, I didn't take his finger or anything. We're not doing any of that outdated cutting off your finger deal.
After all, the Kumakuras are a gang with morals.
Sounds like an oxymoron. Like a vegan zombie.
My girl has a baby on the way right now, so we decided to get married. But her parents wouldn't approve of it. Said they wouldn't let me have their daughter unless I got out of the business. I agonized over the decision. So much that I could only eat 2 slices of pizza instead of the usual 3. What a man has to do, what a man has to do, right? So, I made up my mind to talk to the boss about it. But before I could...
Oh, I get it. Then I'll try asking him for you.
And Moma listened to Iris.
What? I didn't have any ulterior motives, so don't get it twisted.
I actually used to attend a vocational school to learn about film. I wanted to be a porn director. I used the connections I got there to reach out to a production company for online shows, and I was promoted to director right away. Supposedly, the last director ran away, so they really needed me to take his place.
Why'd you run away? What would you like to ask me, child? What is an effective way of training? Bench press, back press, upright row, deadlift. I think rowing. Changing the deltoids, I don't like it because it makes my shoulders broader. Evolved to Date. Became an adult. Adult will not grow any further. Oh, was I supposed to answer the questions in a way to make it a specific person? I wasn't paying attention to that.
We didn't have enough people. The quiz show needed 3 teams of 2 to answer questions. We tried hard, but couldn't get together that last team. I had no choice but to participate myself, so I invited the boss to go with me.
And Moma agreed to participate?
Iris was there.
Well, you know, it was a request from one of my precious underlings, after all.
I convinced him by saying Tessa would be there too. Then he agreed right away. Sorry, but I haven't found anything that might be a lead.
What about the rest of the staff?
They'll probably tell you the same thing.
The detectives from HQ have already questioned the rest of the staff. Your report is uploaded on the database. 0 clues. There isn't any information that could help us at all.
Okay.
I wouldn't know anything about the others. I already turned in the list of contestants to the cops. Why don't you try hitting them up one by one?
The other detectives already took care of that a while back. No clues there either. There haven't been any reports of suspicious individuals.
I came to say thanks to the boss for yesterday. I was thinking of going to Akiba, and this place is on the way.
Why Akiba?
Well, I need to stop by a maid cafe.
Maid cafe?
Yeah, it's called Sunfish Pocket. My girlfriend works there.
Kameji has connections with the Yakuza? Could it be true?
Let's figure that out later. You need to gather intel for now.
Got it. Then let's go somewhere else.
What? He's wearing a helmet, right? I'm not stupid.
Shoma, my little boy, he's in elementary school. One day I wake up, go to the bathroom mirror, and I have writing on my forehead. It must have been Shoma. He had been learning letters in school recently. Anyway, he writes, Death Tub. And I'm thinking, Death Tub? Is that what he meant? Is he trying to tell me something? Then Shoma saw my face and started busting out laughing. And I was thinking, what's so funny? That's when I realized, when you see Death Tub in the mirror... God of energy, Inti, Pachaka Max! Another story about Shoma. One day I got a call from school and a rather heavy-set vice principal told me, Your Shoma called me a pig of all things! I apologized, then gave Shoma a talking to. Listen here, Shoma. Don't you ever call the vice principal that again. He said, okay, I won't call the vice principal a pig anymore. But it's okay if I call a pig vice principal, right? I say, sure, why not? So then as the kid is leaving, he says, I'm sorry, can I go play with my friends now, vice principal? God of energy, Inti, Pachaka Max!
Okay.
Are you finished?
Well, you're the only one here. You're Mr. Ryuki from the Metropolitan Police Department, right? You came here to talk about what happened?
Yes.
Then let's go somewhere else to talk. You'd prefer someplace quieter, right?
I mean, we could talk on the stage. It's not like it's interrupting anything. Oh god. We're on a date.
Wait, the Ferris wheel?
Well, why not?
Alone with a middle-aged man in an enclosed space? This is not what I had in mind.
Oh, this? It's my one and only stage outfit. This sharp little bow tie is the highlight. My boy bought it for me last year.
Bow ties are somewhat unusual. Traditional ties are more
Bow
common.
ties are great.
But you weren't wearing that tie last night, were you?
Oh, I wasn't. I tend to take it off or put it on based on how I'm feeling.
Do you come to the stage a lot?
Yeah, the owner of the Misaton department store took a liking to me. He's given me the opportunity to appear several times now.
Okay. How'd you host
You
it?
know I'm a comedian now, but when I was in my early 20s, I was working as a regular company employee. I appeared on several quiz shows on the side and ended up winning first place many times.
Is there a camera in his hat?
Komeiji was famous as a quiz king ever since he was a student. He even had worshippers who lauded him as the quiz god.
Thinking back, that may have been the peak of my life. Adored wherever I went, everyone buying me all sorts of things. Maybe I shouldn't have taken advantage of the situation like I did. I was so enamored by the glamorous celebrity life. I've always loved comedy, so I strived to become a comedian. And after that, well, it's just as you saw on that stage.
I wonder why there wasn't an audience. It was so funny.
Ah, I haven't told you yet, have I?
No.
The producer for that show knew about me from my Quiz King days. He thought I could tell all sorts of anecdotes and gave me an offer to host the show. Ah, right. Sorry for calling you Team Popo back then. It was in the script. Didn't really have a choice.
By the way, Iris and Mizuki were called Team Lemniscate. Momo and Shinpei were called Team Yakuza.
I love Ferris wheels. I like anything that continuously spins around, actually. Plane propellers, washing machines, the beds at love hotels.
There used to be rotating beds at love hotels a long time ago.
How do you know that?
Just like life, isn't it? With its ups and downs. We rotate around the same places over and over.
Well, the beds at love hotels don't go up and down, though. Although, I guess they do, in a way.
My boy is just like me, you know?
Is his head square?
Shoma? You mentioned him on stage earlier.
Yes, he really loves this Ferris wheel too. He's almost in middle school and he still comes here by himself all the time. He talks like he's all grown up, but he's still a kid inside.
With your love of Ferris wheels, I'd say you're still a kid on the inside too.
You got a point there. You're probably right. He's right in the middle of his rebellious stage, so he's been a handful. His mother hasn't been around for about 3 years now.
Was it a divorce?
Yeah. She got sick of me and left the house.
Does this have to do with the Yakuza by any chance?
What? Where in the world did that come from?
Just something I heard. That you have gang connections.
That's complete nonsense. I'm just an ordinary comedian.
Well, even if it was true, he wouldn't just admit it.
I'm sorry. I have no idea what happened. I was just invited there and hosted the show as requested. Then, that body suddenly appeared.
Did you know Jin, the victim?
I've never met him. I do know he was hated for his extreme narcissism and ego. If I had to guess, the motive was probably a grudge. Someone must have had a grudge against him and did that. Ah, does it?
A little.
A lot is more like it. Komeji's blood alcohol level is 0.12%. The early stages of inebriation.
Okay.
I just couldn't get over what happened last night and ended up drinking too much.
Oof.
I wanted to forget about everything. I had to drink.
You seemed pretty calm when it happened, though. Okay.
Sorry I couldn't help, Mr. Ryuki. I wish you luck with the investigation. I'm rooting for you. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Okay. Actubus?
You're going back to Abyss?
Yeah. I want to reorganize
such
the
nice
information
car?
I have so far.
Then why don't you just do it in this limousine?
Oh, right. I guess I could.
Lady, scream like a little girl. Recite the sutras. Roar.
Shut up! Stop shouting!
But you surprised me. I thought that the ghost of an S&M pervert with a police uniform fetish who died in a tanning booth had come to haunt me.
Haven't I showed you this body many times over the past 6 months?
I'm still not used to it. Your body is semi-transparent, and I can only see you in the left side of my vision. So, why did you come out?
I thought it would be easier to talk to you this way.
What do you think of the car?
Honestly, it reeks of bad taste. Makes me want to puke just looking at it.
Keep talking like that, and I'll throw you out the window.
Then you'd be a goner too. I'm the one driving this car, you know.
Right now, I'm using the car camera to steer. The car remotely. I of course control the gas and brakes. I send signals electronically. It's technically a self-driving car.
Why don't you take the leap and buy a different car?
I can't. This car is all I have of my parents.
Your parents passed away, didn't they?
Yeah, in an airplane crash when I was young. From then on, I was living with my younger brother. But 6 years ago, he also.
Isn't that what you're investigating for?
Yeah, but remember what Mr. Date and Iris said?
For some reason, just the right half. I could travel through time and space.
Maybe that body teleported here from some other world. The other half could have been absorbed into some other dimension. And that split the body in two.
Don't tell me you believe that.
No, just for some reason, it's stuck in my head.
There isn't much useful information to sort out in the first place. If I had to say one thing, it would be the ViewCube video and that QR code link. By the way, I'm going to cut down on the word salad and call it QR video from now on. The teeny bit of information we got from that QR video is pretty much all we have.
You don't know? I think it was about half a year ago. A video similar to that one went viral.
The mysterious video known as Bats 490, correct?
Started listening to videos. So. Yeah, let's watch
There's
the video.
a code hidden inside Bats 490.
They say the code reveals a specific location.
Everyone who visits that place is said to have gone missing. They all left behind the same message. I've learned the secret of the world.
Intriguing.
Hey, Tama. Is Bats 490 still up anywhere on the internet?
I looked it up. Here it is.
4th? I saw like 299 something 4th.
I have no idea what it's supposed to mean.
They say there's a hidden message inside, but I can't even tell where we're supposed to look. Same as the QR video. It was originally uploaded to ViewCube, then it spread from there. The account holder is unknown.
In any case, Bats 490 is the only lead we have right now. If we can figure it out, maybe it'll lead to the QR video.
Ryuki, you have a call. It's from Mizuki.
Mizuki?
I'm connecting her.
We're still back like, yeah, 6 years.
Oh, Ryuki? I got your number from Boss.
What is it?
I remembered something about Bats 490. I thought maybe it could lead to a clue.
What did you remember?
Someone in my class at school actually figured it out. He decoded the hidden message in Bats 490.
He did?
His name is Shoma Enda. He might know something, so I would go find him. Anyway, see ya.
Shoma. Isn't that?
Andy's Komeji's.
Son?
Got on my kids, don't you follow me, calling me.